This seemed to be Johnny's gravest mistake yet. His belligerent threats and provocative statements paled in comparison to directly fanning the flames of an ongoing trial, and it netted him a secondary sex offense charge. That means his two obstruction of business charges, which come with a 5-year sentence, as well as two sex offense charges, a combined 21 years in prison, meaning that Johnny is currently facing over 30 years behind bars. Of course, as things only get worse and worse, Johnny has less incentive to parse his words or bite his tongue in the hopes of sparing himself further consequences. For example, Johnny has publicly threatened that if he were to hypothetically be infected with HIV or AIDS, he would become a super spreader, meaning that he would be, in essence, a biological terrorist and attempt to infect as many unsuspecting victims with the disease as possible.
If I ever caught HIV, I would become a super spreader. I'll say it right now. I don't care.
Things like this not only add more potential charges to his eventual sentencing, but they only embolden the courts to believe that he's incapable of change and undeserving of forgiveness. It also doesn't help that he actively chose to threaten the judge presiding over the case and their family while on his live stream.
Hmm.
By carrying the fish, other judges and stuff like I really appreciate what he's talking.
His most recent appearance in court took place in May of 2025, where Johnny pled guilty to all of his charges, except the charges relating to the deepfake videos. This is likely because the bulk of his potential sentencing comes from those crimes, and if they go away, he could potentially shave 21 years off his sentence. But somehow, even with one foot basically in a jail cell at this point, Johnny Somali still can't help himself. Take, for example, the female streamer that he made the AI videos of. He's actively tried to intimidate her into silence by implying that some kind of legal repercussion may be in her future if she continues to push the issue in court.
Guess who's being charged too? Like, I could drop $30 on you. Bro, that stupid wrong. She showed that image as well on her screen, right? So guess who went to the police station? I put charges on Bonbon getting charged too. Like, I'm not playing.
Obviously, it's ridiculous to think that she could be held legally accountable, considering that she didn't create the deepfake images, and the only reason she had them in her possession was because Johnny publicly distributed them. For now, Johnny's story ends with a question mark, as the internet waits with bated breath to see when he'll be thrown in jail and for how long. Even if he were to plead guilty to all of his charges, there's no guarantee that he would be given a max sentence. There's a very real possibility that he'll not only be a free man sooner than we think, but also that his reign of terror is far from over. To this day, you can still find him streaming on a website called Party, whatever that is. He streams to a very small group of viewers, while his clips are re-uploaded to YouTube with exponentially more views. And as tragic as his situation is, it's almost impossible to feel sorry for this guy. Public opinion of him is so bad that YouTuber Donut Operator donated thousands of dollars to one of the people who punched Johnny to universal acclaim. And I'm not going to lie, it was pretty based. Johnny Somali has found himself in a perpetual cycle that is impossible to break. There really is no outcome that will even benefit him. If he's locked in prison for the next 30 years, then his streaming career is basically dead on arrival. If he somehow manages to catch another break, he'll just continue on this path, sinking lower and lower until he's arrested yet again in some other country. If that's the case, then it's possible the story of Johnny Somali is only just getting started, especially if he can't get a handle on his newest addiction, gooning. It's even worse for your health than any substance you can think of. But thankfully, we at Turkey Tom Industries have developed a suitable cure for your ailments, the Stop Gooning Hat.
The Stop Gooning Hat is back on turkeytom.shop, the latest and greatest in anti-gooning technology. This hat will prevent you, your ex-wife, your parents, your children, and all of your friends from walking down, and perhaps even gooning down a very, very dark path. Thanks to its impactful design, I recently started wearing this hat myself, and I immediately went from being a loser basement dweller who talks about weird people on the internet to it's available for a limited time only, so get it right now before it's gone at turkeytom.shop. I repeat, turkeytom.shop.
And until next time, leave me alone.
Hmm.
Probably something. Peace out. Peace out. Have a good one. Have a good one. Thank you, officer. Wow. Please. Having another protest right now. Stopping refugees to get us on safe. Literally, if I did these, someone would find it. This side of the we're gonna go ahead and end the live stream. You guys, I'll do a full recap. What? Did it find it? You ran away? I know. Look at it. I know. I worry if I leave, that someone's gonna follow me out. All right. Thank you so much. All right, you guys are heading out. Probably subway. All right, see you guys.
Wow. Man, this full thing is getting out of hand. I'm glad the officers were nice to escort him out because he may be attacked. Jeez. I don't know how people can just live through that. That's insane. I'm so sorry for not talking much. I just have a lot on my mind and I have a lot to think. I really need my channel back complete. I guess because I'm afraid to ask for help, and I just hope that more people wants to. The hell's going on in Iran and Israel? Oh brother, I think I need to stop watching that stuff. I just need that support so I can get my channel back, literally, because we're not gonna get anywhere if I don't have the extra support. Because it's just I have to. Honestly, if I can't get more people to tweet, then we're not gonna get anywhere. I feel awful that it sounds demanding, but that's the only way, though. So I'm just not in the mental mood to talk much today. It's been since the 29th of April I lost the account. I don't know if I can get it back. I know they say I will, but when? I'm worried. I am. Okay? I'm worried. I am. Pardon me. Anyway.
During the Philippine government before I'm in prison, I will go to jail. I'm a proud man.
I love jail.
Mocking them
Yeah,
for
love
being
jail.
arrested and detained to now begging them to release him from prison. This might be one of the dumbest instances of destroying your own life for clout. Either way, he definitely did it in record time. Obviously, we're talking about Vitaly, who's the Russian-American streamer who essentially speed ran destroying his own life for some views on the streaming site Kick.com. Because let's be real, any sane individual would never steal a security guard's motorcycle in the Philippines. But obviously, he didn't even leave it at that. He also stole a police officer's hat, taught them to do something about it. He stole an industrial fan, he stole an LED mask, he threatened to rob an elder lady, and then he harassed dozens of citizens while live streaming everything for the whole world to see. I mean, just doing that in the US, that is insane. But you have to be a special kind of moron to fly across the world to the Philippines and do it there. Brother, that's a PvP server. You are no longer in the land of bailing yourself out for a grand and getting a slap on the wrist. You are 100% in a F around and find out country. And I do realize, obviously, you can definitely find out here in the States, but you can definitely F around to a higher degree without finding out here, if that makes any sense whatsoever. But there's been some updates to the Vitaly saga, including some interviews with his attorney and the secretary Romola, the dude who walked him out in front of the entire country. And I feel like this goes without saying, but you are definitely in a really bad situation when, they bring you out on national TV and say they're going to punish you to the full extent of law. That's not a good start. So obviously a lot has happened since I last talked about Vitaly. Since then I brought on a Filipino attorney to the channel and he claimed that Vitaly had no shot at being deported before his criminal trial. He also said that he would be held in a detention facility potentially until his trial is over.
From how I see it, the government is doing everything they can to detain him. Because
Yeah.
if they will just stick with the criminal charges, if he will just post bail, then he will be free.
Yeah.
In cases like this, the most common thing, or generally what governments usually do, they just detain the undesirable alien for a couple of days, weeks, probably, then they just deport him.
Yeah.
But here, that's not the case. They want him to be held liable fully for the criminal charges. And then they're playing around with the deportation proceedings, I'm assuming now, to maximize the detention of him during the pendency of the cases.
So, what's going on currently? Well, apparently, Vitaly is now a changed man. And honestly, a few weeks in this detention center will probably have you completely rethink your life. I'm pretty much going to make it my life's mission to never end up there. But unfortunately for Vitaly, though, it seems like the Filipino government and people are not buying this new spiel whatsoever. But first, I want to talk about today's sponsor, Incogni, because if you've ever seen your personal data or information, as they've now introduced unlimited family, right now is like nothing compared to a year ago. But again, sadly, that's just kind of like the tip of the iceberg for what data collectors collect, because the crazier stuff would be your shopping habits, address, social security number, and employment history. So I'm grateful Incogni actually.
Okay.
And it's safe to say he's having a terrible time over there.
When was the last time you saw him? How is he?
He's better now. I saw him just last week. I think I saw him late last week. He's better now. I'm saying he's better because he was not really good before. He's in a very bad place, emotionally, psychologically. Of course, alam mo naman our it's a detention facility in the Bureau of Immigration. But of course, it's still kind of a jail that is meant to somehow punish detainees. So he was really not doing well before. Then we did it for one time. Before she was able to say hi, he just started crying and couldn't stop crying. So, as counsel, I'm not there as an emotional support. Pero, of course, wala ko nagawa. But just to cry with him, pray with him. He's now better to say to speak.
I am honestly shocked that it took him this long to realize the consequences of his own actions. Again, he went to the Philippines to commit felonies for attention on the internet. I feel like anyone with some basic common sense they don't mess around there.
Nagpapasala siya ng Bible. I brought him for devotion, daily devotion, and he's doing better. And still hoping that when the time comes, may church na opportunity to ask for the forgiveness of the people he offended and also the Filipino people And talagang sitong-sito ng tao, Liza, I just want to take the case because I was also very mad about what she did. But, we are a Christian nation. We believe in forgiveness, and I hope that dumating tayo doon because this guy is really a changed guy, and she wants to do forgiveness.
Opo.
Unfortunately for Vitaly here, though, his largest hurdle is himself and his past. He's been arrested multiple times doing stupid stuff for content all around the world, and been arrested for doing even worse stuff. Then, on top of that, he spent a whole day taunting the police and Filipino people, saying that nothing would ever happen to him, and if he actually went to jail, he would enjoy it. Then, obviously, he live streamed himself doing all the crimes, so he's really fighting an uphill battle here.
It was stated that in the statement, attorney, about the letter that he sent to our officials, pleading that we drop the case.
The letter, they tried to send that, they said that Father Nicotal before I was their counsel. And nakaso ko naman siya the focus naman, I just hope to clarify, the focus is not really about dropping the cases. It was about forgiveness. So hindi naman yun, mayroon namang legal aspect yung kaso. That's my job. That's my job. There was a letter. It was more on a plea for forgiveness. So yung about the cases that are about to start, ang ano pa lang naman doon, the preparation is mainly for the prosecution because prosecution goes ahead of the defense. But I'm hoping to be able to show during the first few days of trial that everything that she did wrong was done in jest. Wala siyang criminal intent. It was baseless jokes back of yung violation kasi ng.
Okay, some of that was kind of hard to pick up, but I'm pretty sure what she just said was their entire stance is essentially it was just a prank, bro. It's kind of depressing that it's all gone down like this for Vitaly, that he's now in miserable conditions in the Philippines. He made his own bed, and I'm worried that excuse will not fly there. The fact that he was, I guess, one of those people in 2015 who kind of like viralized it was just a prank, bro, and now a decade later, it's almost like it's his legal defense in the Philippines, and he could be facing multiple years in prison there. Really poor life positioning here on Vitaly's part.
Again, as to the criminal aspect, that the court will see that criminal intent was not in his heart or in his mind during those times.
Okay, I mean, honestly, I believe he didn't have any criminal intent. I think he really is that dumb.
Yeah.
You have to be a special kind of stupid to land yourself in this situation to begin with. Even when he was confronted by the Unlocking Philippines guy, he was essentially saying over and over again that he didn't believe he did anything wrong and nothing was ever going to happen.
Yung trial nito, would it last a year? For the hearing?
It's we have a continuous trial. So I think masyado every other week. But we hope to get faster trial dates. I hope it be done in 4 trial dates because in the information there are 4 witnesses who are also the complainants. Tatlo kasing cases yan.
So, I mean, no matter what, he's stuck in this detention center for a while. Johnny's been stuck in South Korea for like 7 months now, and he's only had 2 trial dates so far. And from what I've heard, the Philippines court system is extremely backlogged. So this.
Why do people do this? I don't get it. I don't.
For Vitaly here. What an absolute nightmare! This whole situation was just so avoidable on his part. Who in their right mind would do all of this for some attention on the internet?
Detective in the information which is 4, then there's a 1v1 with the rule. So that should be 4 trial dates. It includes arraignment and pre-trial, which is for 1 day. So that's 5 trial dates for the prosecution. I hope na matapos siya in a month or 2.
Okay, so obviously this interview is in Taglish. So there's
Taglish.
areas I'm kind of
I knew it.
through that I absolutely do not understand. But she's hoping for the first court appearance to be in a month or 2. And the key word there is hoping. But they also interviewed Secretary Ramula, who was the guy who walked him in front of the whole country, and this is what he had to say.
Can you give us initial information regarding that, Secretary?
series of videos naman that he had. It was more than 3 cases of unjust vexation. Meron pa siya yung mga motorsiklo, meron siya yung naras sa matanda, meron siyang sinalikan na sa security guard. So if you look at the sum total of what he posted, it was really more than 3. Nagpas talaga siya sa 3. So may parang naghahanda pa ang prosecution ng a couple of more cases para sa kanya.
I feel like I'm lagging when I'm listening to Taglish because I understand about like 50%. It's like I have like one bar cell service and some of the words are coming through and everything else is just not. But from what I understand here, they're looking at more charges or cases, which they can do because, he live streamed everything. The dude, again, is his own star witness against himself. Congratulations, you absolutely played yourself.
They're just preparing additional cases to file.
After investigation of prosecution, may marami pang lumabas na ibang witness. So, inaano nila, ini-examine nila yung merits sa case that they're about to file it, I think.
So yeah, he basically confirmed there that more cases are dropping. Again, why would you ever put yourself in this situation for internet attention? I get Cake Money was good, but it's definitely not enough to deal with all of this, especially if they charge him with stealing that motorcycle, which he live streamed himself doing.
He
Because
did.
unfortunately for him, that's an automatic 20-year prison sentence there.
I'm
Essentially,
surprised.
his life is now in the hands of the prosecutor and judge over there.
They are duplicious, they are malicious, and they are making a mockery of the law.
I mean, at this point, he made his bed. He even steamed it. There's not a crease in that comforter with how well Vitaly has made it. And now, I guess he just kind of has to sleep in it and figure out what the repercussions will really be. So it's safe to say it's not looking too good for Vitaly. Just like it's not looking too good for data collectors either with Incognito in town. So check out incognito.com/Tozy to start taking your personal information off the internet ASAP. But hey, if you're new here, feel free to subscribe. Drop a like on this video if you enjoyed it. And YouTube thinks you'll enjoy this video. So
Yeah, I saw the Jack Doherty one. I do have to say though, like I know they're Catholic and that's awesome, but I do have to agree with the one that that's because they're religious doesn't mean that they have to forgive someone. No, after what he did, I see why Filipinos are known for being really. This is not a bad thing though, soft. Yet again, though, Mexicans are Catholic and they're harsh. Than Filipino. Weird. I don't know, honestly. I guess it depends. I'm a Filipino and F that legal counsel trying hard to defend and show the people that Vitaly is a change. He's not. She's doing what she's supposed to. She could do her job of appealing to emotion. Yeah. Yeah, we're Christian. Well, technically they're Catholic, but I get it. But it shouldn't mean we should just let foreigners trample our citizens. Yeah. So parang criminal go for forgive katad. Hindi. She just mentioned that kasi foreigner yung may kaso. Interesting. She's scared to go to jail. See, the reason why I'm so upset, right? Imagine like how in another country laws are different. Why do I have to get my channel suspended? That's because I show a man's stomach. I don't get it. What is the harm in that? It's just bugging me so much how. I mean, I hope it's an error because that's because I did show a little bit in the thumbnail. Even though I did updated it and I censored it, I don't know how my channel would just get terminated. It doesn't make any damn sense. It doesn't. And they're all grown men, of course. So I don't understand it. It's so weird because I put the word sexy in the title. Well, what's the harm in that? I see other videos that do the same thing. And not to mention there's music videos that relate to that. So what's the issue? Especially since mine is screenshots. I just had to rant a bit because I have to think. I do. It's just so incredible how social media works that some people they can get away with what they upload online while for the ones that are innocent they get punished. Yeah, it's so weird. It really is. I don't know. I think he is Russian American. So he's Russian. He's just a resident. Whatever. He's living in the U.S. That would technically make. Okay, never mind. Because if his parents were American, then that would make sense. Oh golly, ICE protest happening in San Antonio, huh? I can't imagine it happening here. I can't wait till this protest stuff dies down. Driver rams mail truck into a house and a hit and run. Are you serious? Really? What time is it right now? It's 7:13. Okay, I'll check all the messages at 7:30. At least I'll just give us a little head start because normally I don't live stream until the next 17 minutes, really.
On July 29th, 2023, hostile police officers responded to a hit and run involving a USPS mail truck in a neighborhood subdivision in Austell, Georgia.
Wow, Georgia's so green. Oh my, that is tragic.
Where's he at? He's running. That way. Yeah. He ran towards that way? Yeah, that way.
You know what?
He ran down that way, Harris.
It's so funny how it kind of reminds me when that Mexican woman rushed up to me when she basically had these damn stupid college boys hitting her fence. It wasn't a glass fence. This is those metal white fences, right? Because that street is so bad. Oh my gosh! I think she told me that she had to pay the damages herself, which is tragic. She didn't speak English that well. I did my best to translate. So I remember that was eons ago. Basically, what happened here, the male, the male car, right? I don't know what the name of it because I can't think clearly. Basically, hit this family's home for some odd reason. Yeah, Georgia is so green. It's so different compared to here. God, the South is so weird. I don't know why.
That way. What was he wearing?
And that's a Mexican family, I could tell.
So, you take any medical attention? I don't know, man. My bag is something. I lost my glasses. I might need medical attention. I need to hit my boss up though.
Mail truck.
Up there. Or to this location. Or just relax. He ran that way. He just kept running to the truck. He wasn't on accident. He got boom.
Oh, it's another van that hit the mail truck to that. Oh, golly.
Thank you. I don't know what the hell happened. I'm just so scared right now. Complaining back pain, his back is hurt really bad. It's the male person.
He's a black man, if you're wondering.
You guys, I told her to start videoing.
I gotta call my mom.
This is where he gets out.
I gotta call my mom.
Yeah, he's just like backing it up. Bam.
I'll stand by. I'm looking at the video now. I can get the description myself.
Blue jeans, gray shirt, camo type hat. I guess it was camo. Birch green. Fifth Street. They're my next door neighbors. I need a real. You need safety, get my come here, come here, my house. Inside. Inside, right now. Inside. Inside. Right. There's a man next door that's acting up on the officer. Are you okay?
Please take that on camera.
We didn't get it on camera, but I got him on camera right now. He's still there. Oh, shut up.
We're dog. I'm sorry. Ah. You know what? How can that happen? I just don't understand it, really. So he just damaged his front bumper.
He's just sitting there. He was drunk.
Oh my Buddha. No, the music's pretty eerie. I hope that man's okay. The people don't understand how much work male truck drivers have to do, especially since they don't have both doors because they have to deliver the packages. It's not an easy job, I could tell. Yeah, that's why I say thank you for people that deliver our packages.
I'm working on a U-turn, but I know it's a dude is speeding at a high rate of speed. I do a U-turn so I can go into the right side of the boxes, and this guy just comes speeding and just hits me real bad, like bam. But I knew it wasn't an accident because he was far away. I already cleared my turn. So as he's hitting my truck, he's backing it up and just hitting me. And I'm like, what the heck did I do? Because I'm just delivering mail. I haven't did nothing. And then he's guilty because he
Of
ran
course.
away.
Of course.
He headed north.
So it's a hit and run
I'm
then.
just doing my job. So he just hit you out of nowhere. Hit me out of nowhere. He was coming down on Sylvia Street and it just hit me real bad. Like, bam, bam. And I ran for my life because I don't know if he didn't have a gun or he's going to finish me off. So he kept on hitting me. He kept on hitting me. That truck is total. Those trucks are indestructible. He kept hitting me. And I just ran up north into the excuse me. I ran up. We got fire rescue now. I ran up into the woods. I thought he was gonna kill me. We believe it may have. We can get a picture of him. If you can identify him, that'd be good.
Just as officers thought they had the story straight, a new witness showed up with a second hit and run claim involving the same suspect.
He explained he was traveling this way. Who was traveling which way? The postal service driver. Okay. Guy came down Sylvia Street and just ran into him. He said he ran into him about 4 times. He was not ran. Okay. Then some houses that he was working on. See, I talked to him. He hit up. I'm a person that called the first time. He hit me in his car on Federal Memorial about an hour ago. He was running down the road and he just boom, knocked us off. We got the cherry drive. He recorded an hour ago. We called a big car. Nobody came out. So, right, did you say you got a case number? Yeah, no, she didn't give me a case number. She just said the police would be everything. Okay, as far as that crash is concerned, you have to go back to that location. His family's down. Right, but here's what I'm trying to explain. Right now, you have top 9 police and that agency has to report to where the issue happened. All right, that's where it's at. But we're here for this portion, and I'm helping out because I followed him. I found him once he get out. Found him back here. Okay. Yeah, I got it. And so I found the truck that hit us. And so we went back to wait on the police and everything. So I wasn't sure. So I talked to him. And I said, I asked him about the copy. So I said, and it was some. We'll get you squared away. Give me 1 second. Yeah. I'll get you the information. So I tried to talk to him and about the property, but I knew this was a truck that ran us off the court. Right now, I'm focused on this. I take this on. Tell me exactly what
That had to do with us going right there, cause he tried to run me over. I jumped in the car with my this is the person. The mailman, actually, the mailman was right here. He to look like he was going to put the mail in. So he was right here. He came down there real fast, ran the mailman, ran him. So he was right. The mailman right here looked like he was going to go straight. He ran him, so the mailman pushed him up there, and then he backed up and pushed him, backed up and hit him again. So I told her, the first person I told her to call police. They stood the house. They never had it. I was here on the scene when it first happened. Because I seen him drive the man drive the thing. So I actually talked to him before he even ran the deal. Hey, you okay? All right. I'm good. All right. Just get checked out. Because the way you're moving right now, you could pass out if you slow down. Yes, sir. Okay? I'm sorry. Go ahead and have a seat.
Thank you for thank you for was anything taken? Anything?
Was there anything taken? I'm not gonna know. I ran through this, so I'm fine for my safety. It was just a collision? It was a collision. He kept like hitting my he kept beating my truck like hitting the car in reverse. And driving like boom.
That should be attempted murder at that point. It should be. And then if you try to point a gun, that's brandishing because you're threatening someone with a deadly weapon. You know what? I just shoot it because it kind of reminds me of that damn motherfucker, Vietnamese motherfucker freak. Yeah, the one that ends with a Y. I mean, sorry, pardon my language. Just like how, I mean, honestly, at the same time, if he's ever identified, I wish I could press charges on what he did to my brother. You know, my brother wasn't injured. I still got that video when we got our window repaired because one, he drew a rock at our window, right? So that should be what? I'm not sure if it's terrorism or invasion. Vandalism, right? Because you're basically destroying someone's property. I mean, he's lucky that I hope he doesn't come here. I hope people probably wonder why our country is a little bit strict for foreigners. And I'm sorry, but we have to be a little more strict. Not like, oh, you got to be deported. No. I mean, to El Salvador if you haven't done anything bad. No, but oh boy, honestly, I just hope I mean, if that is true, then even though I don't have really evidence, all I know is that we had to get our my brother's window repaired. I still have that video as proof. I'm not getting rid of it. It's when my brother and I were watching over the garden wall that evening. I know my brother doesn't want to have anything on camera because, well, Tonyo, I have to. So, oh my gosh, I don't know. I just had to share that because, especially since I thought I would get attacked, that never happened. It did give me a little bit more agoraphobia than usual because I don't want to basically get assaulted. Honestly. So I just like watching these police videos. Wow, a 7-year-old confronts a burglar? Are you kidding me? Are you serious? What?
On September 5th, 2022, Sandy Springs police officers responded to a burglary report in Sandy Springs, Georgia. The female victim explained that she was in the process of moving and had been going in and out of her apartment.
What is going on in that state? My gosh. Oh.
Who's Teddy? Okay.
So that's her son?
Yeah, see it?
And I've seen this every day up in there. And he was walking down like my hall. I was like, I've never seen that. That's not somebody I recognize on our road. And it's that guy.
Oh boy, I got a lot of ads. I'm sorry. Wait, it's 7:30. Okay, it's almost 7:30. Also, my mother should be coming back home soon. The reason I'm not doing her room is because the pups are sleeping in her bed and they were really comfortable. So I don't want to disturb my pups. I like seeing them sleeping, being all cuddled up.
Is your apartment locked right now? That's what my dad was there for the rest of the water that they noticed. He said he took something out of your purse. Help us with it.
Are these apartments? They look like hotels. I didn't know Georgia has apartments like that. Nice. I mean, ours are not, well, depending on the neighborhood. I just know our neighborhoods are really quiet. And we're not indoors, we're more outdoors.
What's happening is some of the residents that left and ran people in, we're seeing the influence of homeless people. They've been coming out of this building.
I'm not sure what's going on in this clip. I'm just browsing around out of curiosity.
Yeah, just hit done. There you go. Yeah, save the photos.
And then here's a pig. Okay, he did take something. He took blue. Teddy says, "Do you mean?" Yes.
You took some cat food.
So my
Can
credit
I
card
see your phone real quick?
It's a nice apartment.
Ever since Saturday that happened with my camera, you have to make sure you lock the door.
Can you go to your settings and there's a screen record button if you could save? Can you save that video? You know how to do that? 312. If you give me a few minutes, since me and him, we're gonna walk the floor real quick so we can find him. Did he say anything to you, bud?
I said if we call, what did he tell you? If I call him, please let him do it.
Oh yeah, that's what he said. Okay.
But he was doing that, like I'm your friend.
Okay. Well,
That 7-year-old is brave then for talking to a burglar for crying out loud.
right back. So if you can, did you see that anybody? You had a gun on him?
Do you recall seeing a gun?
No. Okay.
Well, that's good at least.
I didn't drive to him. I saw him multiple times today.
Okay.
I've seen him. Well, he came in and walked, came up in the elevator with me and acted like he was on the phone the whole time. He talked with an accent and we were saying, yeah, yes, no, that's all it was. It was just like, yes, no. And he was walking behind me. And then I came in and took the door and locked it. And I've not seen him before.
If she's saying she's talking with an accent, he must be from another state then. I mean, Georgians have some really nice accents. Is anyone still here? I'm sorry. I can see the screen. Like if I can see your messages scroll up.
Officers inspected the door and lock and quickly figured out how the suspect was.
All right, I saw a scroll. So this is you, Dumbo and Slade, right? Not sure what the others are. So the video is titled, "I'll Shoot You, 7-year-old Confronts Burglar Baby Cam."
I thought I did, but
I don't know, dude. I'm not seeing any. I think come on, the door's not shut. 100% it's not locking. So I think what she did was she wasn't more on the show, she talked to the family and stuff. All right, I'll call, let us just stay in here with them for right now, we're gonna talk. We need to get this done. All right. So we find them all. Talk to them.
Well, I'm glad the mother and son are okay. I see why you both go to a lot. I didn't know the South has so much going on. No, out here, not as much. It's mostly just car accidents or the border issue and drug abuse. Not like this. Like maybe you guys don't hear it enough. It does happen, but not nowhere near like in the deep South or maybe the Midwest, which is kind of shocking to me because why does this happen? The police channels I see is the Midwest safety, not just the Midwest, but the deep South. That's where I see the all of this crime stuff, and then some other channel. A lot of it is from Florida, apparently. I don't see any from the Carolinas, though. I do see a lot in Ohio for some darn reason. So it's kind of funny. Oh yeah, let me check all the messages. Wait, one more. I'm just nervous to check the messages. Entitled "Drunk Princess thinks everyone wants her." What the hell? Oh, she's in jail, right? Because it's concrete. I mean, the Black Raw. She's in jail because that's different than prison. Oh my god. Oh, they're in the Apple. I can't pronounce it. Like the redneck country. Mother used a baby stroller to shoplift at Walmart. You kidding me? Man snaps during dispute. Hits deputy. What the hell? I kind of want to see about the wife calls 911 of their husband. Where is this? Looks like West Virginia. Sorry, I'm stereotyping.
On July 8, 2023,
No.
Austell police officers responded to the home of an elderly couple in Austell, Georgia, after a routine argument escalated. The wife claimed that her husband had threatened her with a gun.
So Austell's a town, huh?
Things as a man say, when I lived in the back section, to call the police. I thought I could get back to the house. And I did this in the yard.
Oh, damn it. My storage is full.
She's on the buttons out there. So it's not by those things. Kevin. Hey there. Can you see your hands? Mm-hmm. Huh? Can you see your hands? Just go on you? What's going on there? Woman does not have a little bit of consideration. She won't hush when I ask her to. Somebody. She went to Dobbins. She saw some stuff over there. Oh, it's got a, you know, it's got a basic thing.
So this is a bad relationship in general then. An old couple, right?
We bought it. Later, she doesn't want it, so I took them back.
I can't understand one thing she's saying. She's talking about she's not saying shit.
Just buy these. It must have been hers. She won't let me have her credit card to return it. So when I was there, the lady says, "Would you like a gift card for the return?" Well, normally I use this. She said, "Well, we put it on that." So now she wants to say, "Okay, we're going to go back up there because you did this and you did that." I said, "Go down there." Well, when I turned over what? This is enough already. By the way, you guys where she going?
No, she was. She called us to say that
I wouldn't dare point a gun at somebody. I'm a Lincoln truck.
where is your gun?
In the house. I'm going to go into my pocket, my ID out.
Well, you done did it now.
Interesting. Oh, I took one more. I'm so sorry for being off topic. I can't help myself. You can tell I get really anxious so much that I just can't interact. It's just like a defense mechanism, kind of, for me. Where is this?
Can you say that this is because you're black? Yes! Stop! No. Yes, it is! Okay, stop.
On July 23rd, 2022, officers approached a woman who was parked in a handicapped space without a handicap placard. An interaction that ended up escalating way more.
Does she know that's illegal? Every damn driver.
Does anyone in this vehicle have a handicap? It's a yes or no question. Does anyone in the vehicle have a handicap placard? I'm going to take that as a no. Okay. Is you the one driving? Have your driver's license?
I can tell the license plate is Illinois.
Yeah, your driver's license.
Because the Illinois license plate, it's blue and it's white in the bottom of it. We have a handful of people from that state that live here. Plus, they only have an accent that much. So she got a felony?
Okay, she don't have $900. This is your mom? That's not your grandma?
She's young to be a grandmother. Ha! She looks like she's in her mid 50s.
Why can't she take your kids? See, I was trying to say my brother can't take my kids. I'm sorry, I'm telling you right now. Well, I don't know how to act like CFS.
And she's missing teeth, too.
I don't know her. I was fucking pretty good advice for her. I say that she'll say you say who is. If you come and get my friend, don't put in a handicap spot. It's not for you.
Ma'am.
Okay, you don't need to call up and come get the kids. I know you made a couple phone calls. So if you got called up. Nobody is after our edits on the weekend. One Hope United is an office and it's the step in between DCFS. It's called One Hope United. And I called them, but they're not open. Besides your grandma, who else does your family live around? You have a lot of issues going on here. You have a suspended driver's license.
Oh my gosh. Alright, I will look up one more. And I promise that.
Those are flushable.
Because obviously.
This one.
On October 13, 2024, officers stopped a speeding vehicle that was clocked at 75 miles per hour in a 45-mile-per-hour zone. The driver initially refused to pull over despite emergency lights and sirens being activated.
She wondered why she got pulled over. And entitled mom loses it during traffic stop.
Where are your keys?
I didn't know you were following me. I'm trying to get out the way.
No, you weren't trying to get out of the way. You just continued driving.
I didn't know you were trying to pull me over. I was just trying to get out the way. My daughter doesn't have any more diapers, and I'm just trying to go home.
You weren't trying to get out of the way. You stayed in the same lane. Did you
Well,
not see my lights and sirens?
I wasn't sure if you were trying to stop me or
Resisting arrest, DOI, child neglect, fleeing police officer, and battery. Oh, boy. Oh, boring.
I wasn't sure if you were.
Is she supposed to be a teacher?
What did I do?
You're speeding.
I was not speeding.
You were speeding.
I have my daughter in the car. I was not speeding.
You were 30 over the speeding. You were at 75 when you passed me.
No, I was not.
License, registration.
You can't get more than 5 to 10 miles per hour on average over the speed limit. My mother told me that.
Sorry, I was not.
For the third time, license and registration.
Because you would get put over, you get a ticket or whatever, depending on how many warnings you receive.
My husband was literally right in back of me, and I was not speeding.
You passed me. He was speeding too.
He was not speeding.
For the fourth time, I need your license and registration, or I'm going to take you to jail.
You're going to take me to
I'm
jail?
going to take you to jail if you don't give me your license.
I have my daughter in the car. You're really going to do that?
I'm going to take you to jail if you don't identify
You're
yourself.
going to literally take me to jail with my 2-year-old?
I've asked you 4 times for your license. I'm going to take
And
you
you're
to
going to
jail.
give me a speeding ticket when I was not
I'm
speeding.
going to take you to jail.
I was literally doing 40.
Are Are you going to give me a driver's license?
No, I'm not.
Step out of the car.
No, I'm not.
Step out of the car.
No.
Step out of the car.
No. You can get a
Step
supervisor.
out of the car.
No, I am not going to step out the car because my 2-year-old is in the car.
Step out of the car.
I am not stepping out the car because my 2-year-old is in the car. No.
Out of the car.
No.
50. Step out.
I would like a supervisor. Get a supervisor.
Step out of the car.
No.
You're
Get a
under arrest
supervisor.
right now.
He wants to arrest me with passing in the car.
Step out of the car.
I was not speeding. I was doing 40. He wants to arrest me. He wants to arrest me with passing in the car, and I'm not getting out the car until supervisor's present.
Out of the car.
No,
You are under arrest.
I am not under
Step
arrest.
out of the
I
car.
have my 2-year-old in the car. You want to arrest me saying that I was speeding and I was not speeding.
Step
You
out of
had the lights on, I moved out the
No,
way.
you didn't.
Yes, the did.
You drove.
Yes, the did.
You need to pull over.
No, you did not say pull over. I did not hear anything about ma'am or whoever pull over. No,
Now get out of the car.
no,
Get out of the car.
no, no.
You are
I
under
want your
arrest.
supervisor.
You are under arrest.
I'm not under arrest. I'm a teacher.
Get out of the car.
No, I'm not getting out the car because my 2-year-old is in the car.
Get out of the car.
No. Get your supervisor.
I'm going to get you out
Get
of the
your
car.
supervisor.
I'm gonna get you out of
Officers be really patient.
Touch me. Get your supervisor. Why? Because I'm black?
the car.
Why? Because I'm a different color? No, you're not gonna touch me. You're not gonna touch me. I had my 2-year-old in the car. No, what the hell? Get your supervisor. Get your supervisor. You're not gonna touch me. Get your supervisor. Why? Because I'm black?
Get out of the car.
Why? Because I'm a different color?
You don't look black. You look like you're Latina. Oh, I'm sorry. I needed this.
Gonna touch me. I had my 2-year-old in the car. What the hell is this problem? No, what the hell is this problem?
She needs to lose some weight too while she's at it.
Can I explain?
Why is she? Oh, that's right. October, right?
Touch me. No.
Man, you're going to get tased. You're going to get tased. Stop. You're going to get tased. You're going to get tased. You're going to get tased.
So it makes those noises now. I never heard of a taser sounding like that.
I had my 2-year-old in the car. Stop. No. What the hell? Are you arresting me or what? No. What did you do?
You're not helping the situation. You're not taking care of your own child by doing this, okay? Relax your arms, and we will get you handcuffed, and then we will
I
talk.
am trying to explain to you.
If you would have just let us put you under handcuffs,
No,
you would have done that.
If you would listen to me.
Well, you need to relax. You need to go more than a mile away from where you originally left. So that person likes some siren?
I just don't understand why some parents are like this. I don't get it. I literally don't. That poor little girl, though.
No, we're not letting go. We're letting you get in the car.
Why the f I gotta go? Yes, I would like a female.
He's on this side.
Near Florida, apparently. I wonder those are probably family members of hers.
She's scared. She's scared. Take her to the car. I need the car.
It's probably family members.
I should just drive this car. I'll just drive this car.
It's going with us.
Not pulling over. Not pulling over. Not pulling over.
know if she needed me or guys.
They had lights and friends.
These lights, I'm giving you guys the opportunity, okay? You guys are getting the child. We did that for you, okay? We'll have her day in court, okay? She can try to justify it, but all these cars have cameras. They have LED lights. They have sirens, okay? So they will go to court and have her day in court, okay? So the car is going with us. It was using the commission of felony. It's getting towed, okay? We will get you guys the car seat, okay? I'm trying to do everything what you guys have asked, but I'm not giving up the car, okay? The baby is right there. You can take him to your guys' car, and I will get you the car.
Why it's so escalated?
I'm trying to tell you guys. I'm trying to tell you guys. I'm not trying to be upset with you guys, but you guys don't know what happened, okay? So I'm trying to tell you guys what happened, okay? And I'm trying to get everything right by giving you the daughter, okay?
I get it. I think emotions are heightened, but I just don't understand. We're just trying to talk. And just,
No, she's not trying to talk.
I understand she's not right now.
But listen, my priority right now is obviously getting her to you guys and then taking care of her, okay?
Where is she going?
She's going to Johnny Holt. John's in the county jail. So you're up with 1792.
I'll give you.
He did not care that my 2-year-old was in the car.
I know this officer very well. He would care.
No, he didn't.
Yes, he would.
No, you did
But
not.
then we have to. We're
No,
doing
you
a
did
traffic
not.
stop. We have
When
to,
I asked
we have
you,
to do our job.
I said, okay, my 2-year-old is in the car. And then you just automatically just said, get out the vehicle. Turn, you said, turn the, I'm talking to him, shush. You said, turn the vehicle off, correct? I turned the vehicle off.
I would never tell an officer to shush. I know it's free speech, but I just can't imagine just telling an officer to shush. Even though I met awful officers, I know I have. I mean, hell, even I was thinking I can get near them without them, having a power trip, right? At least where I live. Some of them may act like that, but I won't go to the level of telling an officer shush. Like, I would say, is it okay if I may talk to this officer? Not like shush. That's just rude. God, I feel awful for that little girl because she has a stubborn mother, and he's also supposed to be Anyway, where were we? And Dumbo, the date from that video, it was back in October. Mexican Carol. She looks like she's I could tell she's that Mexican because she's like my skin color. So since it's Florida, she has to be Cuban. So Cuban, a black Cuban, right? So she's Latina. A lot of people don't know that Latinas are a thing. I mean, Brownie's actually one of them because she's Puerto Rican. From what she told me. Oh, still hello. I know that it's hilarious. And to go show you in a bathroom. Yeah, so I'll just do the nurses scroll back up. Yeah, I know it's insane, honestly. And Dumbo, that's sweet of you to share my Twitter page. And Sucks to Cat the hashtag. I kind of hurts to scroll up. I don't know why. It's nothing personal. Oh, this is gonna be interesting. A drunk teen attacks a family at an airport. And this is in Florida. It's always Florida you see why I don't like that state? You see why I don't like it? How old is this boy? Is he I don't care if he's underage. Oh, golly, he's an adult. He's 19. Well, he's screwed. even if he's underage, he attack a family. I'm gonna love hearing this very quick. So yeah, that's the title. Drunk teen attacks family at an airport. What? Oh, how rich he ruined everyone's flight. Oh my, what's happening now? Growing up, yeah, because we have cameras, right? Even if we didn't have cameras back then, stuff like this is not common. Golly. Karen pushes a child and attacks his mother. Oh my god, are you kidding me? Oh yeah, I want to see the T one first though.
You being from Philly makes you put your pants on any different from how I put my pants on.
On May 10th, 2023, officers were called to Orlando International Airport after a battery was reported.
Hey, fellas. So you guys have a seat over here in these chairs? I don't. I don't. No, I'm more worried about looking at you guys. So there's obviously there's some allegations here that I'm trying to figure out. So if you guys can have a seat, while we figure this all out, that'd be great. No. I don't have water on me. Do I look like do I have water? No, I'm more worried about looking at you guys. Okay? Because I'm just trying to figure out everything that happened. I'm not worried about water. What I'm worried about, does he need medical attention? Yes. Sit down. Sit down. Does he need medical attention? Water. I don't have water on me. I don't carry a water bottle around. Do you mind if I get your ID before you leave? All right. You have a seat right there, please. All right. I'm saying like a little word. Thank you. Okay. Let me tell you something. Hang tight. I'm not your bro. I'm not your bro. Can I tell you something? I'm not saying you're bro. But it's not why I talk.
I can tell he's from Philly.
I'm good right here. I don't care where
Oh
you're from.
my gosh. I'm sorry. I love Pennsylvanians, but I met two of them, right? He's making his state look bad. I'm sorry. He is. It's probably because they're not from Philadelphia. They're probably from another city though, because they got almost that New Jersey accent. I can hear it.
No difference to me, sir. No, I'm just trying to figure this all out. That's what I'm trying to do. All right, leave it alone. I've been trying to tell you that. Just hang tight and we can figure all this out. You're right. Have a seat. Have a seat. Have a seat. Have a seat. Hey, don't do that. Watch yourself. You're going to land your ass in jail. I understand that. My concern is more so figuring this all out. No.
That's the family? What an asshole. So basically, it says that I guess they're drunk. Oh my god, it reminded me of Casey for fucking. Oh, I swear I cannot handle drinkers. If you smoke, I'm fine with that as long as you don't force me to smoke. I mean, it just cannot be marijuana. If you smoke cigarettes, that's fine. Drink, that may be an issue. I'm sorry, I can't stand drinkers. I'm sorry, I can't.
There's a group of people. There's an older guy and a younger guy, and
Well, depending on the person.
the younger guy forced his way into the elevator. The doors were closed. Which elevator?
Unfortunately, we take the elevator in the second level. And
The parking structure.
yeah.
Okay, down. And they were looking very intoxicated. The other guy was looking disoriented. And then when we got down, they were walking away. We squeezed ourselves through the corner there. And then as we walked around 20 to 30 steps out, the younger guy came and assaulted us and untied that.
Wait, he attacked a kid?
I couldn't. I don't really understand. I couldn't really understand what's happening. I couldn't understand the speech. Very intoxicated.
Right. So they were standing in front of the doors, and you guys were behind them, and you were just trying to get out. And you're like, yeah, excuse me, you're trying to get out.
But the whole plan was the first thing to try. So it's basically to protect me, to pass, to be just like this.
I wonder what country they're from. I can hear the accent.
I'll find it. Yeah, it's like an ice bath.
We bring everything for everybody.
Thank you. The older guy, he was disoriented, didn't know where he was, and he couldn't
get out of the way. He was almost falling down. Okay. I excused myself and taking my mom by the arm because we were starting to get worried. But when we were, a couple of seconds after we got out of the elevator, the younger man came running to us. Right. What did
And he's saying,
what was he saying? What were they saying?
It was really hard to understand what he was saying.
Where did they? Where were you located when they punched you?
So, you know where those belts are?
Yeah.
Around halfway through them. Not on the belts outside, but
About halfway down.
yeah.
That's a pretty good ways away. So like here from that garbage can over there, you think? From the elevator? That garbage can that's right there in the middle over by the counter? See the gray one? Or about as far as those guys are?
Maybe farther than
Okay,
that.
yeah. All right. So here's my question to you. If we establish a crime occurred during this investigation, do you want to prosecute these guys and have them go to jail?
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
I have a ask for you.
Yes, sir.
In another case like this, if I react and punch back, I will have a problem.
No, you can defend yourself.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
yeah, when Casey assaulted me, I basically held her back, and the police, they were still on my side. That's self-defense because she basically assaulted me first. And they know that I'm innocent. I still got the damn footage. I gotta upload that when I get my channel back. I love videos like this. I do. I still got that footage. The reason why charges weren't pressed because my mother. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it is for the best. She didn't like injured me. So my mother didn't want to press charges. I mean, I would have said yes, but I don't know. My mother, I don't know. Maybe it's for the best. I guess. I don't know. I mean, even if I could press charges, I mean, I probably would have said no as well. I hope I just want to humiliate her. Period. Just like that fucking Flynn guy, pardon my language. Sorry. I just want to encourage people to call him a hypocrite on Twitter. Honestly, I wanted to be called out. I'm not, doesn't mean I'm encouraging bullying. I'm just saying that if you want to mistreat someone and then misleading people that follow you on Twitter, you got to face the consequences. That's it.
That's right. Knives? Nope. Okay.
A lot of it's for no sure. Nope. In my debit cards and everything else. Yeah, right there. You got it.
And he has a tattoo. I mean, yeah, he's 19. But I had a feeling a lot of Italians, they do get tattoos for some odd reason. He looks Italian, I could tell. Basically, Italian's a Latino.
I'm gonna try to get this done as soon as possible.
But also white. It's a little confusing sometimes.
What's up, man? I got you. All right? We just gotta make better decisions next time. When you throw your hands up backwards like you did, yeah. I'm doing an investigation, man. That's what? Nobody ever made that for your mom. I understand that, but this doesn't help. You know what I'm saying? Acting the way you did does not help.
He is so Italian. Oh my
That doesn't
goodness.
make any sense. I don't understand how you being from Philly makes you put your pants on any different from how I put my pants on. I know Philly, the cops are different. Like what? They don't fight back? Way harder than what I do. Okay, I didn't even come at you hard. I know you did. So what? You thought I was just gonna let that slide? No, I thought you was coming more than my cousin and my uncle. Where you still doesn't matter. Still doesn't matter, bro. I thought you was gonna arrest them, both of them, and I didn't want that. Even if you don't want it, if we have to do it, we still got a job to do, right? I don't want to do this, but I still got to do it. Right.
I respect that.
He was charged with battery on a law enforcement officer. Share your thoughts in the
Oh, well, he's charged at least. I see where you're coming from, Dion, but I don't completely. Yeah, I understand, Solas. I do. It's just that the thing is, I just had enough of, like, I mean, rejection. I couldn't take so much. And if someone wants to mislead someone and they don't do anything wrong, this is just me. Yeah, go ahead and bully. No, it's to come out and embarrass himself. I mean, other YouTubers, they get called out, right? But they don't get. It's not bullying. It's just calling out because they act dumb. You know, if that actually makes sense, right? Not like, oh, you gotta dox him and whatnot. No, I just don't want this man to thinking that he's just superior. That's because he's a model. I want him to. I want him to get embarrassed. It's not harassment. No, I just don't want him to basically be rude, and that he needs to be more friendly towards people. Honestly, and the way that he's been seeing, or what I've been seeing on his Twitter, I didn't see all of it because I got too anxious. I just wanted to screenshot what he looks like. I can't take it. So I'm not gonna rest until he gets embarrassed. And well, first my channel, and then him being embarrassed, and then I can move on. But I get where you're coming from, though. In case he deserves to be called out, I know. I mean, that's how my. Well, yeah. It's hard to explain it. Huh?
We focus on raising vast sums of money to fund the most promising research. But a funny thing happened on the way to cure Parkinson. The foundation grew into more than a research organization. Our forums, events, even our website became a nexus for a Parkinson's community to form, one that offered support, advice, and mentorship.
Huh. That's an ad of Michael J. Fox about Parkinson's disease. Because I forgot he has that condition. Huh. Cool.
On February 11th, 2024, officers responded to Orlando International Airport after a woman allegedly pushed a child, sparking a physical altercation during boarding.
Everyone? All right, battery one. Battery one. All right. No, you punch. Enough, dude. Back up. Battery one. No. I'm 6 feet. We're good. Battery one. I know, battery one. Okay. Battery one. I don't know. She punched her, though, and knocked her tooth out. So when we get back to St. Louis, she's going to meet me and the district attorney that I work for. Okay. So yeah, she came back to my seat. This is on the plane? On my seat. She came back to my seat and punched me in the nose and took my teeth out. She's going to jail. No, hon, I got it. We're going back to St. Louis. That's not good for her. So, were you guys coming in or going out? I think we're partying. Yeah. Okay, so I didn't see at what point on the plane did this happen? No, you need to talk to her. I just got here. So I don't know. All I know is she sent me a text that someone punched her. Okay. Her seat was in sure.
Do you see why I don't like people now? Do you see why so many people irritate me online so much? I swear, when I was a 5-year-old, or better yet, 12, this stuff, I'm sorry, am I an idiot to say that this stuff doesn't, I do sound like an idiot. Dion, you're not. People don't act like this. They don't. What? Oh my. How people act online, and then how people act when you're traveling. I don't understand it. It's so insane to me.
I was seated in 12A. Somehow I missed him, lost him in the airport. So I come to the gate. I didn't have a boarding pass. I'm sorry. I'm like really dry. I'm like really because
Serving in the military doesn't automatically equal a good person. I do agree with that. If she's a vet, as she claims, she better pray she don't end up with a felony charge. A vet with a felony lose all benefits and rights as a vet. Yeah, I'm not surprised.
It's literally standing in the road. So after I finished wrapping the car seat, I went to her. I said, next time you address the parent, you don't address the child. You don't put your hands on anybody's child. She gets the scream. Get on my seat. Get on my seat. She's pointing. I said, ma'am, all I'm telling you is don't touch my child and talk to me.
That's a toddler. I could tell.
She starts standing up.
Based on her size.
Get on my seat. Get on my seat. And she getting closer and closer. And she mushes in my face. When she mushes in my face, that's when I reacted.
All right, I got a rule and a question. The rule is, if you don't like my videos or anything, just please snake away my channel. Thank you. And the second rule, if you're a kind person, can you send a I'm trying to think of a color. If you consider yourself as a kind person, can you type? I know Dumbo is. Can you type a pink heart emoji?
Yeah. And then that's when she went to go bite me. So then that's when I stepped pulling. She grabbed me by my hair. And that's when we just got to tussling in the seat from there.
Okay, so you're saying that she hit you first?
Yeah, she definitely hit me first. The flight attendant can attest to that.
What time is it? 8:08. It's Bob time.
I'm waiting for them to come up. Just right.
Okay. Oh, there's only two of you? Where is everyone else? Golly. Wait, okay, it was only Gold Shell, right? And Slade. Okay, never mind. Oh, wait, bro. Oh, fuck. Bronny was here. Oh, damn it. He should be in prison for dragging his filthy ass across the sea to threaten your safety. Yeah, I do have to agree with that, Silas. I do. And yeah, a ton. Yeah.
I'm not resisting. That's a lie. I am not resisting. They are pulling on me. I'm not resisting. I am not resisting. You want to yell at me? I'm resisting. I'm not resisting. I am not resisting.
I'm sorry, YouTube is being difficult, Dion. Maybe in the future you should refrain from making. Yeah, I know. The thing is, I said it before when I shared the URL, right? Yes, I did spammed it, but I was able to get the channel back though. And it's not as though I was spamming like crazy. Yeah, I heard about. Wait, who's this Corey person? There's a new Steven Universe show coming out. Yeah, I've heard about it. I'm going to do a reaction of that tomorrow. Waiting it out seems like the best option for now until you get another update. Hey, people, yeah. All right, man, I feel awful then under all the messages. That's what happens when you're stressed out. I know, she is going crazy. I love how everyone's just looking at the background.
Don't push me. Are you getting off on this? Don't push me.
I love how everyone's just looking at.
I can move my hand if I want. Don't tell me to stop. You want me.
It got so quiet. This lady's a lunatic.
I can walk. I can walk. Put your feet up now. There ain't nobody. Honey, you ain't gonna be able to do get off of me. Get off of me. Yeah, honey, you can't do it. Maybe this guy can do it.
Listen, you're going with us.
Okay,
So you may as well cooperate.
they're hurting my hand.
Hey, walk.
Then get up. I will walk. Don't pull my hand.
sorry. I need this right now. I've been so stressed out. I needed this.
You're lying. You're lying. You're lying. I'm so lying. You're lying. You're lying. I don't know. You're trying to get your heart or something. I don't know. Because I'm walking perfectly normal. I am. You're lying. I am. Neither are you. Not in life or anything. I know. It's hard. It's hard. So am I. I'm tired.
How old?
Terry.
You don't look that old, lady. You only look like your middle age.
She got a tap on the floor. They're all pissed all over me.
What the hell? Oh my Buddha. Oh. And I got an airport ad about FedEx. What a coincidence.
She's never done this before.
Why are you behaving like this? What do you think you're going to accomplish?
I said I wanted to sit over here, then you wanted me to go over there. I'm done. I'm done.
Okay. We have a job to do.
Dude, I'm working with the cops all day, every day. I know that.
You acting like this isn't going to help anything.
I'm not acting like that. You are. Who touched me? Yeah, that is.
You're right, that's what I'm talking about.
That's ridiculous. And the victim is going through this. I know she needs training. Fill me up. Get into my. You want my. I said I worked in a jail for 22 years. This doesn't matter. Rachel, I have neuropathy.
She might have to be her pop over if she acts like. Yeah.
Show me what you're doing and I'll do it. Okay, then get off of me and I'll sit down. You don't have to push me. I said I'll sit down. Don't push me.
You're under arrest. You're going to do it.
Yeah, and I said I'll get up there. You don't need to push me.
You don't need to act like that. Because you haven't.
Where's leaning you against it? There you go.
I'm like, okay, get off. You don't need to push me.
You don't make a decision, man.
I need to sit up here.
It's enough. It's it.
Oh, no.
She just kicked a female officer? Well, she made it worse for herself, apparently. They're pressing her legs. Oh, they're tying her up. Similar to how you know those horses in a rodeo? That's what they're doing.
Obviously, I don't know what you're doing. Don't know what you're doing.
Badass bitch. Now you can even see her damn panties.
You don't know what you're doing.
She must be heavy.
My wrist, I can't feel. Don't push me in the stomach. Larry, push me in the stomach.
Resisting an officer, assault on a law enforcement officer, and battery on a law enforcement officer. Share your thoughts.
I needed that. I needed it. Can we wind that again?
No, my wrist. I can't feel it. My wrist. I can't feel. Don't push me in the stomach. Why are you pushing me in the stomach? Don't touch my stomach, you fucking asshole. Don't fucking touch my stomach. I'm a fucking very fucking asshole. I'm desert storm, you fuck assholes. I don't care. I don't care. My arms. My arms.
She was charged.
Oh my gosh. Oh my. You just said breast or wrist?
My wrist! No, my wrist! I can't feel it. My wrist, I can't feel. Don't push me in the stomach. Why are you pushing me in the stomach? Don't touch my stomach, you fucking asshole. Don't fucking touch my stomach. I'm a fucking very fucking asshole. I'm desert storm, you fuck assholes. I don't care. I don't care. My arms! My
Oh my gosh. I'm sorry. I needed that. I needed that. I needed that. Dumbo, what do you want to share with me? And this happened at the Orlando airport. And the videos how Karen pushed his child and attacked his mother. You mean her, right? Oh, it must be okay. It's a son while boarding flights. Oh, really, Dumbo? I'm glad to hear that. Yeah, that's what she did. Yeah, there's a lot going on, honestly. I wish I could show the screen, so it sucks I can't. And I don't know when it happened, but this was uploaded only 2 months ago, so this must be recently. I know. Oh my gosh. Oh, I needed that. I needed that. Oh. Oh my gosh, I needed that. Oh, even though I can't find the other video that made me laugh, this this is this makes it up for it.
Adrenaline-packed gateway. Blah, 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 enough with the intro. Let's just get right into the action. On November 12th, 2023, police were summoned to an apartment complex amid reports of yelling and brawling. Upon arrival, the din of loud arguments led them straight to the source, a particularly noisy apartment. After a chat with the occupants, who seemed to have simmered down, the officers departed, thinking the storm had passed. However, peace was short-lived. They were called back not once, but twice to mediate the same feuding apartments. It appears that some disagreements are just too persistent to be settled with a single police visit.
Police! What's going on? I don't know where she went. I think she downstairs, or she ran, or whatever. Right. I can show you exactly who she is.
Yeah, I do, Dumbo. I mean, it depends on which video it is. Okay, you want to tell me the news later?
Yes, please. Because she.
Oh, your back hurts. I feel awful to hear that. I don't blame you. I mean, my back is fine, but my legs they happen a little bit like a little weak in a way, probably because of all the stress and not sleeping well.
She's gone. She's thinking about you.
What's this one? Entitled Tourist Clash with Police at Universal Studios? Oh, I swear, whenever I get my channel back, I kind of want to do reactions of this.
Police were called to Universal Studios in Orlando to deal with a crowd of disorderly guests.
Yeah, we haven't been to Universal Studios in over a decade. More than that.
So what are we trespassing? What are you talking about? I bought his name under his name. Hold on. Okay. Hold on. I have his name. Literally, his home. What are we trespassing?
As a Mexican, we don't claim them. It's not the color of their skin, it's the content of their character. Oh, I love that comment. I can tell they're Mexican. They're not. Well, I think.
Let's go. Let's start walking towards the exit. Okay. Here, start walking towards the exit. Okay, here, let's walk this way. You can talk. And you can talk. Okay.
Supervisor.
Okay.
What is supervisor? No. No, I don't want to do no police. Supervisor.
Okay.
That's supervisor. I do want to
supervisor.
They were drunk?
I pay my tickets. I only Listen.
Y'all disrespecting us. I paid money.
Hold on a second.
Let me talk to him. Baby, let me talk to him. I got all
Gotta be Californian. You're not my state. That's one thing.
I will walk with you. Let me walk with you. I won't touch you then. All right, go. Touch you. Go. Go ahead. So what? I have everyone's name on it. I have everyone's ID.
Let's walk this way.
I have everyone's ID.
Yeah, thank you, Stolas. I that means a lot. I hope so too, honestly. It's been a lot. And I think that's why I've been watching these videos. I'm taking my mind off of my issues.
Can you pick up the key? Give it to me, please. Can you pick up the keys? All right. Hold on. That's the key. That's the key. Here's your key. Okay, can I have that key? Can I get my car key? Thank you. Appreciate that. Keep walking.
People thinking that my race is loud. No offense, but man, some Hispanics are a little nutty. Sorry. Again, it's not being racist. I'm every race, literally. I'm just saying the truth.
Can I get your ID number? I'm walking. Am I walking or not? I'm walking. All right then. Can I get your ID number, please?
Why is he lifting his fucking shirt up? You're in fucking Orlando. Damn it. Put your fucking shirt down. There's little like fucking children around. Don't act like you're in the fucking ghetto.
Good time, we got straight up. Y'all think that shit cool?
Well, someone's getting arrested. See, the I feel bad for the I think that's probably the sister in green because she wasn't arguing or doing anything and she got arrested. I feel bad for her. Or that's her friends. I don't know. She ended up in cuffs when she worked so hard to keep her friends aligned. Yeah, I feel bad for her though. She got arrested because of her friends. You see why I don't like to be around people? She was sober. If she were drunk too, she behaved just like them. In Latin culture, we say, show me who you hang out with, and I'll tell you who you are. Yeah, pretty much. But yeah, guys, she is, I think she's innocent, but oh, you know what? If I had, I'd see why. This is weird. In my state, it's a little weird of people that you hang out with. For me, if someone I know causes a scene, this is no, this is awful of me. I do this a lot. I walk away. I don't want to be involved. I just leave. I do that a lot. I leave. And people wonder why I don't like to be friends with people. Like, oh, you're gonna be lonely. I want to be lonely than basically getting a damn criminal record. Seriously. I don't know how people can have friends. Honestly, I think friends is too. Maybe that's the Casey that probably has to deal with it. It's exhausting. It's fucking exhausting. At least the green dress girl tried. She was really loud to the point that yeah, she was. She was. She was. But she is I think she's innocent though. But she was loud though. So she should just walked off. And then talk to the officers about it.
You need my cuffs, you good?
God, imagine all those families looking, wow. That man is an embarrassment to not only Mexicans, but man, I can imagine seeing all those families walking past by. That must be embarrassing.
Woman, you stupid ass pussy ass. I'm a pussy ass woman. I'm a pussy ass woman. Learn how to treat a woman, you stupid ass. Hey, I love disrespect a woman. You stupid ass.
Oh wait, I'm live streaming, Sean. Sorry, my brother, he's changing right now. Wait, huh? No. Yeah.
Hey, I never said that, but it is
God, I can see his damn anus out of his underwear. That is embarrassing. There's so many families who are just walking past by.
Hey, make sure you shit's on. Hey, make sure you. Hey, make sure you're locked. Make sure your shit's on. Hey, make sure your shit's on. Hey, no, you put that. Stop.
You know, can I just say something? Why do some Mexicans act like this? Why? I see why people are. I mean, I love Mexicans, I do, but this is too much. Especially with the protests that's been going on. This is gonna sound racist of me, but and I'm not. I don't want to come off that way. They wonder why they act like they're uneducated because if you basically thinking, oh, we should stop ICE from deporting our families that may be criminals. Yeah, you wonder why you probably have a high crime rate. Some Mexicans should be deported if they basically encourage that behavior. Because one, the crime rate will go up if that continues. Two, you basically are just acting like this in public. And three, you just act uneducated. It's embarrassing. Honestly, some of these Mexicans need to lighten up. And what's to say? I'm talking about the country, okay, slash race, but mostly the country. So yeah. So Corey, I've heard about it. Is that true? I don't know if I want to do a reaction now because it's only Stolas and Dumbbell. Wait, tonight it's a strawberry full moon. What's that? Wait, hold on. What? It'll be most visible at 3:49. You mean a.m., right? I'm not sure what time that is though, because I'm sure I live in a different time zone. What? What the hell? Let me see. I don't see the moon though. Why is there two girls looking up at the sky? What are they looking at? What the hell? Is there really a red moon? Oh, it's Slade. Why are those two girls looking up? They got me curious. One look like one is holding a tablet. I'll be back. Hold on. All right, sorry about that. My mother just got a new pillow. It's really fluffy. It feels so good. I want to use it. I'm not sure what Slade was talking about the moon. Oh, don't tell me that. Because it's gonna make me feel like I'm missing out. I'm just gonna do the Lars reaction later. I want all the hype to go down. Yeah, my mother got a new pillow. She worried that one of her pups may chew it because, believe it or not, I think Bella, she basically chewed up my blanket and now has a hole on it. So I kind of blame her for that. Oh, yeah, they were looking up. Like, I'm thinking, is there a moon? I would hear about this. That's what Slade said. A strawberry full moon. What do you mean a strawberry full moon? I wish he didn't tell me this. Man, because I wish I had my phone fixed. Oh no. Oh man, are you serious? Well, I'm not gonna see it. Actually, I already know what it looks like because the stupid MacBook won't load up. Whatever. I'm not gonna worry about it. Anyway, this is why I don't like to follow these trends. I just want to drum myself right now. Okay. I mean, I already saw the the partial eclipse, so that's more than enough. That's way bigger than the strawberry moon, at least. But I can see that again for who knows how long.
Get down, I'm putting right inside again. Stop touching up. Stop. Touching up. Stop touching up. I told you to stop. Stop touching up. You're doing it to yourself. Sit down.
Yeah, as much as happened to me, I cannot imagine screaming like that. That is insane. And I usually am the victim here.
Again, now you got felony charges. Taking a law enforcement officer. Do that shit again, and I'm gonna put you in a hospital. You understand?
What's that?
This is Orlando. I don't know where you're from.
You're gonna end up like this for a while, okay? No more kicking. You're gonna end up having your feet tied too. You understand that? Like he said. He will be in my face.
No, I know, Stolas. I know. I'm glad you told me. It's just, it makes you. Oh, wish my phone worked.
I was walking out the gate and y'all took me up for a reason. We're walking out and y'all grabbed us to go in. It was already walking out. It was already walking out. It's starting off. And then you got it was already walking out. Y'all walking out. He hit me. He hit me. And he stole my ring.
Who cares if you're a rapper? I'm not surprised if you are, anyway.
They got the females out there like these grown men. Come on, bro. We're walking out the park. We're walking out the park. Y'all decided to grab us. That's what happened. That's what exactly what happened. We take this to the trial. Oh, beat it. I got it. Look all the cameras out down around, bro. We didn't do nothing. We was walking out. We are.
I thought you were screaming loudly in the background, but that's just the background. If she has a Buddha tattoo, embarrassing. Oh my Buddha, that's ridiculous.
He said, no, that's not me, Edward. And then you kicked me. I was like, yeah. Then you earned yourself a felony at that point, right? Because now you battered the law enforcement officer. Okay? Do you have any other questions for me? With all the cash in your movie account first.
Ooh, I'm gonna love this one. I think I found something really good. Yeah, I mean, this is momentarily soulless. Because I usually don't laugh like this. Yeah. His scream was loud. I love the crying, laughing emoji. You don't like that emoji, but that version's fine. These public freakouts are funny as fuck. They are, aren't they, Dumbbell? Yeah, she had a Buddha tattoo. Can you believe that? Oh, another one? It's the same one, isn't it? I hope that you can get a napkin to clean. What the hell? Mother arrested for forcing a 5-year-old to steal. Oh my god, are you serious? Buddha. I'm not gonna watch that. That's gonna be too heartbreaking. Oh, that poor girl. It's quite the father, maybe. I don't know.
$133 worth of crap.
So this woman is banned for life. Is this at a Walmart?
December 20.
It doesn't look like a Walmart. For stealing $133 worth of crab legs. Yeah, we don't have that here. What story is this? Wait, Wisconsin? Yeah, I don't think I guess it's more like a Midwestern thing. We don't have crab here. I mean, we do, but I don't know. What store is it? A Woodman's? Yeah, yeah, we don't have that. That must be a Wisconsin grocery store. I work 2 jobs, about 60 hours a week. I can't afford $130 in crab legs. Must be nice to have no morals, integrity, or conscience. I agree with this person. I can't afford that either, but I want to be able to look myself in the mirror and not hate myself. I know it doesn't affect them, but it would definitely affect me, and I don't want that. Every time I do anything wrong, it haunts me, usually for the rest of my life. I certainly wouldn't want to add that. Having a conscience is uncomfortable, but I prefer that to feeling the way these two. I agree. And people wonder why that I'm so paranoid. Because if I wasn't, who knows? I would probably I probably if I would did a lot of thefts, I wouldn't be here. Just because they got the crab legs back doesn't mean you didn't steal them in the first place. Yeah. This one isn't as long. It's only 7 minutes.
2024. A Woodman's employee witnessed a female subject who failed to scan $133 worth of crab legs and concealed them beneath purchased items. Unknown to employees at the time, she also stole an ice scraper as she was exiting the store.
Why?
The female subject was confronted by an employee and surrendered the crab legs, but kept the snow brush. She left in a white sedan, and the store was
Oh, that's right.
camera footage.
I don't live in Wisconsin. Right, of course. So I don't know what the hell that would be.
Where they saw that the female also took an ice scraper. Woodman's contacted the Altoona Police Department and provided a license plate of the female's vehicle. Officers responded to the registered owner's house and eventually met with the female who was seen stealing on camera.
Hey, hello. Is Adia here? Adia? Yeah. Yes. I mean, well, she just left. Oh, she did? Yeah. Yeah. But what's wrong? I'm all about. I just need to talk with her about an issue with Woodman's supermarket back on the 11th. On the 11th? Yeah. So, you know if she's going to be home? I do not. But let me call her and see what. Can I ask what happened at Woodman's? Took some stuff from up there. Hello? Yes, I'm standing outside talking with a police officer. He said something happened at Woodman. Yes. So you took something from Woodman's? No? Really? Okay. Well, I know you're on your way dropping Minnesota, but when do you want to talk with him? Hold up. Do you got time to turn around? Well, come back and talk to him. All right.
Dunbar, Wisconsin, yeah. Oh, I asked this. I know you like apple juice. I love fruit punch. Oh my goodness, I haven't drunk that in years. I don't know why there's 5 people here. I know Stolas is here, but I don't know who the heck the other 3 are. You forget Wisconsin, really? I'm surprised you think so.
Hey, Las Rico, El Jeffrey's Department. Yeah. So I'm talking about Woodman. The 11th. Yeah. Okay, so I know that. Yeah, come on, let's go over here. We'll talk about mom.
Yeah, that's a nice neighborhood. It's pretty quiet. It looks nice during the winter. Is this how it's like when you live in a state that snows, or neighborhood? It's kind of weird.
Yeah. So yeah, like I said, about Woodman's on December 11th. Okay.
And by the way, it's really warm outside right now. It's in the upper 70s. It's nice and warm. Oh, I miss my walks. Oh, I love how it's so warm at night. Not to the point that I'll pass out, but.
Got some items and they had them in your cart, and a manager came over and took those items from your cart. Yes, correct. Yeah.
You forget about Montana?
What? You left the store with those things in your cart.
A lot of people forget about Wyoming.
When you were in the vestibule area there. Okay.
I wish it looked nice out here.
But then also when you were standing out in the vestibule, you took a snow scraper from a display, stuck it in your cart and left it. Snow display? Yeah, like a snow scraper, like a brush for a car? Yeah. Yeah. Snow,
still shipping it. I mean, I put it in the car, but I ain't do the most with it. Like, I ain't steal it. Like,
Okay. Did you pay for it?
Put it back?
Nope.
No. No.
Yeah. So that's stealing, right? You didn't pay for it and you took it?
Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to doing that.
Mm-hmm.
First off, with the crab legs or whatever it was, and it was like $100-something. They took that back.
But that was the crab legs. Yes. That's what the crab legs we're talking about.
You put it in, and then the man came and I talked to him.
Yeah, and he gave it back.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yep.
That's why she said there.
Yeah, and I gave it back. Correct.
Yep. Yeah, but then you took this one.
I'm pretty sure you want to sell his credit back.
You have it?
Yes.
Okay. I mean, that'd be up to Woodman's, I guess, if they wanted it back or not.
Yes. I mean, I could go back to Woodman's today and bring it back.
Yeah, the issue is they don't usually want people that are still from income back to school. So
Correct.
generally they do like a 1-year ban.
Yes.
Which means you can't go back to Woodman's for a year.
Okay.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll say that Woodman's takes retail theft very seriously.
Uh-huh.
I mean, obviously.
You didn't steal the crab leg.
Yeah, no, I get that. I mean, we did leave the store with them, which in itself is considered retail theft. Yeah, I understand they got that back, but
I'm just told that's all.
so Woodman's
1 year ban.
Yep, 1-year ban, and you're also beginning a citation for retail theft.
Citation. Okay, well, as far as citation, what is that? Like,
So-
on my record, ticket, how much the ticket?
I'm not 100% sure for 200.
Not for the crab leg. So don't hold it.
Well, no, they in the car. I make some McDonald's.
So
Yeah.
it's like around $200, I think. And it's basically the same as like if you got a speeding ticket or something. That's like the same rate that it has.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go print that out real quick and then I'll do it. Okay.
Oh, Wisconsin looks nice during the winter.
So $232.
$230.
Yep. There's a court date of February 4th for the next year. You're not required to appear. Okay. You can if you want to. This one just kind of has information about what you do with this. Basically, you just pay it or put in a plea for it.
Okay.
So it's just for the one count of retail theft. Do you have any questions about that?
No. So, how do I
Oh, Slade, it's my dear pleasure.
That would be through court.
question? Go there and tell them that.
Yeah.
It's 90 degrees right now? Yeah.
You have no presentation about it.
I'm surprised it's not warm because it's almost like a, well, yeah, because the sun just set not too long ago, so it makes sense.
Putting that kind of stuff. So.
Oh, it's a heat watch? I thought that's normal right now. Interesting.
Other than it doesn't.
I think that's so funny. It doesn't even feel that hot. Probably because I've been inside for so long. It feels nice out. You're tired, I understand, because I know you gotta leave soon. Well, when you go to bed, I may go to sleep early because of all the stress. Oh my. Woman threatens to blow up a plane. Oh my gosh.
Associated with yours.
Okay. Thank you, officer.
Yep. Yeah. But obviously, don't be taking stuff right.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Adia was found guilty for retail theft. She was ordered to pay a $232 fine, and she was banned from all Woodman's
for life. Oh shit, where is the video? Damn it. It got cut off because I want to hear it in the end. Oh my gosh. 3 generations? Grandma, mom, and teen? Oh my gosh. I wonder what they did. Someone stole 17 grand at Best Buy. Oh my gosh, that's insane. Some of these videos are really long now. I'll probably save them for later if I feel comfortable. Yeah, so that means a lot for you to say that. I know. It's just that with my bipolar as well, I'm kind of unpredictable. Yeah, 17 grand, but I forgot what video was because it got cut off. Deputies rescue a year old. Oh my gosh. Oh yeah, I saw that. That was heartbreaking. That poor baby. Boy, that's terrible. That's oh, that means a lot, Slade. Dumbo, go ahead and go to sleep. I could tell your grammar. You're starting to get tired. Go ahead.
To a report of shoplifting at a local Walmart. Upon arrival, a woman immediately confessed to the crime.
Where is this?
On January 15, 2022, Roswell police officers responded
New
to a
Mexico?
report of shoplifting at a local Walmart.
Roswell?
Upon arrival, a woman immediately confessed to the crime.
Oh,
the
no.
officers noticed bruising under the woman's left eye and learned that her 2-year-old daughter was ill at home. The woman explained that she was facing personal challenges and that this was her first offense.
Hello. What's going on? Fresh fruit. All right. You said under? Who was in that song? You did? Okay. Is it that or you don't want people to see you? Okay, come on. So what's the deal?
I honestly stuff what I wasn't mine, and I just scanned, and I should have, and I should have figured it out.
We appreciate the honesty. You're the first one to be honest about it.
I mean, it's videos.
Really any reason as to why?
I just couldn't afford it. I went to a school at the moment, and it's just been really tough. I have a sick daughter.
How much is at therapy? I'm glad to hear that. Are you sure, Dumbo? Because you look exhausted based on how you're typing. You can't even type properly. I don't need to pass out on your MacBook. Damn it, I'm sort of wore down a bit.
Okay, we'll have a conversation after this. Do you have a history of this? Have you been charged with this before? Okay. And this is,
I offered to pay for the stuff, but
so look, I understand your situation when you come from. This isn't a custody situation. Okay. Now, he's gonna make sure that you don't have a history of this, so be honest with me. Have you been charged with shoplifting? Okay. So the way this works, when you admitted it to us, we got it on camera, you're gonna have a court date for this, okay? It'll be, listen to me, Pat, listen to me, look at me. Hey, look at me. It's not the end of the world, but you need to look at me. No. Look at me. It's a city ordinance. It's not a state charge. Okay. State charge goes on the record. City ordinance does not. Okay. So we'll go to city court. City will do something. I don't know what they're going to do, whether it's or something like that. You're not going to jail.
The woman became agitated and accused a Walmart employee of lying about calling the police. The officers intervened to de-escalate the situation.
Well, hey.
I get it, it's her job.
Yeah.
But it's just a conversation of, I even, when it happened,
Okay, look, we're beyond that, okay?
Honestly.
They have a job to do, okay? You still committed a crime, okay?
And I'm aware of that. I'm fully aware of that. It's just the communication has been completely clear up until this point. So that's my only issue that I've got.
You know, I hate it. Like I said, I understand the situation. But, you know, that God, you know, face the consequences of that. So look, like I was saying, it's not a state charge, it's a city ordinance. It's not going on your record. Okay. Problem is, now you have established history. Okay. So if you do this again and you get caught, it's gonna be pulled out. Okay. So $2 too. What's $2? Oh, listen. Are you in Roswell? You are? You have a family in the area? Where are you from? Pennsylvania. It's very good. Oh, nice. So I'm not going to have honest country. What do you do right now? So where we're at. Chills. You know what I did before I was out? I was a server at Longhorns. Made bank at Longhorns. How long have you been a server?
And Dumbo, that's fine. I waited all. Hope you sleep well. Oh. So I dozed off.
Longhorns work pretty well with people that have kids too. Might be some help over there. You have a pet? I thought you had. I do. How old are you? I think that's a real enough.
The thing is, still, is what's been going on is that this is supposed to be a young mother that was shoplifting, and I'm surprised how calm she is. So maybe she won't get punished. What the hell's going on in Atlanta? And the officer seemed really sweet, but I know she's probably gonna get banned, maybe. So I'm not sure.
Stamp of approval for the Viewer's Choice nominees. I want to know, who are y'all voting for?
I had to give it to Kendrick Lamar, not like her.
Okay.
And that song dropped.
Oh,
man, that's what it
BET.
gets us from the high school. For me.
Who's your choice? You gotta give it to the girl Big Glow. Because the girl loving Glow.
Yeah, BET. I know that. I know that's in Atlanta.
It's not.
No, I am. I gotta remember time. Because of the cases, I got time. That's why you're waiting. Because I didn't have to waste my money for a dinner. I sat outside for literally 15 minutes. And now you're telling me, like, and now you're here. Like, this is what's my problem. Like, instead of that, I would cancel it. Like, it's just, I don't like when people, like, if you're gonna be honest, I'm already in a situation. I told you the truth. Like, I don't understand why you tell me that. I'm waiting for a man that literally never showed up and now you guys are here. That's my issue.
Oh, she sold $50 of stuff.
I feel like I have
Oh.
the right to be upset because I'm lied to you about something and I think to be honest at this point. Like, until this point, I'm still honest. Like, I knew that I did something wrong. Like, that's what I don't understand. Why not just be freaking honest? If the guy's gonna come, then fine. I can let my babysitter know where I'm literally trying to get home to so I can go to the hospital and take my daughter. Now I have to report it for extra money that I literally don't have.
Sounds a big shit. I'm trying to give us as quick as possible. Total cost is 51.59. Total items are all.
You also lied about that because I was feeling like that.
Well, no, he's correct about that, because there's a different, but we list total cost altogether, so that's with taxes included.
You revise your company, it's $100 on top of that. That's all that is. Like the cost of panel area it's a city traffic thing, or a city traffic, even less than a traffic thing. I get this is an unfortunate situation. Like Walmart, they have their own set of standards that they need to uphold, and we just kind of show them if they want press charges.
She was issued a city charge for disorderly conduct. The officer offered information about local shelters and resources for women dealing with difficult situations and potential abuse.
You want to talk to me about that? What's that? You do? You're afraid of you want to talk about it. Are you sure? Okay, because there are things that you can do. Okay, that's fair. That's it. Okay. As far as I'm concerned, there are things that you can do. There are shelters for them. Yeah. And I think that's super. Okay. We did that with this family, for these ex-lovers, family, whatever. What the hell resources out there for that, okay? And there's certain things that you can do, like if you're in the process for technical production of the bed. Let's try to get out of this kind of stuff because this isn't anything. So make things more difficult, especially 17-year-old. Yeah, it's a guy. License. And you're not being trespassed on the property. You just have to wait for it.
Yeah, okay, blend. Here's my dear and Mrs. Dairy. Thanks, Dave.
I think this right here is kind of an unfortunate situation. This is not how I want to be. But hopefully this is a little bit of a different quality situation. Yeah. Okay. What's the time? Yeah, we're doing it. Just walk away from it.
Refusing to make any formal report, the woman left the scene.
Always all the pleasure. Today I never see you. I'll see you now. Get out of here. All right. You too.
still. And so that's what I'm saying.
I've been waiting for you for years. You know, I always thought I could just find somebody to be on board with this thing with me. And here you are.
So to start, tell me a little bit about you.
He was just overall just a bubbly, happy-go-lucky type of person. Anytime I remember going over to my grandpa's house, I was excited because Aunt Mandy was there.
She was shy or she was just, it took her a few minutes to warm up to you. I thought she was just really sweet there. She did her job good, and she loved her girls.
She was deep down, like mentally. She had a horrific person.
There was one guy, probably a couple of years before she died, that she had dated. He did not have basic Tennessee. He was terrible to her. We walked into this group home, whatever. He was sitting with some guys. She went up to him to talk to him. He didn't even look at her. Wouldn't acknowledge her. He was nothing. He was not a good person. But she was very submissive in her relationships. Guys walked on her.
Nobody thought it was so bad. Very deep and he was such a bad relationship and that was most fun.
She had moved into some apartments over on the west side of town. And Karen called me one day and she said, she goes to Mandy. She has a new apartment and she goes see it. And I was like, oh, we'll do that. And of course, I could make time, which would later, you know, I regret. But every day she was murdered.
That day I took the girl to preschool, and after I picked her up, I took the girl to the bakery so that the older girl could get a snack and they could see her mom. And yeah, that's one time we was like to her mom and we was like to them.
She only was 3 days. Usually they don't, I don't think they have to go and close it and have to store by herself.
I'm not working. I was going to say, because I had another guy that was supposed to come in, but she called in.
She was not spending it that night. She covered the other girl.
I wasn't going to be able to work that afternoon because of the reaction to my husband at the time. Otherwise, I would have been here that night. It saved my life and it's promises every day. Right now, I'm getting treatment. It still bothers me after all these years.
So about 5 o'clock, she was going for the bill. We saw them him right out to the closet, took it over, and we got 5:20. I went ahead and left and headed around like the rest of the morning, and I called him. Do not hesitate to call me.
The delivery driver had stopped the bakery to make the delivery.
I do a shot across the stores. Usually open, unlocking the front door. So we had to use this key to go into the garage door. He just walked back in there and looked around. All of a sudden, he walked through the doorway and there was two bodies laying on the floor in a pool of blood, and he just freaked out like anything.
So I know that Francis was calling me alone and proceeded to tell me that I had 2 people dead in the back of my store, and I'm like, you got to be kidding me.
At the time that this call came out, it would have been about 7:55 p.m. I was actually at home, I was off, and when I got the call to connect and assist with STEAM security and those kinds of things.
The internet was just an infancy. No such thing as social media. So if I got a phone call saying something going on with your intersection,
It would have been between 5:30 and 6. I think those were the times that they set the homicide occur. That's rush hour great events.
the next thing was US 56 highway. So all of the traffic that's being carried on US 56 and 8156 that goes east to west. But that's done. There is a street, there's a north-south street that extends all the way across town. So you can have this kind of traffic, the local traffic on that. And then to the
aggravate the situation. There's well with activity diagonally out of the graveyard. That seems to be more direct cross-setting.
That night, it seemed like a traffic stop. Like business seemed to slow down for us and slow down for them too. As soon as we got to the scene, we were briefed that it's a double homicide. There's two deceased inside of the Dolly Madison Bakery. I was familiar with that area. Even though it's within the city of Grapevine and it's our call initially, we have fire, EMS, staff, we have James Field investigation contractor, we have a lot of potential agency assistance.
So, Bruce Miller was at an FBI National Academy meeting in the Quad Forces in Missouri. And we both received calls at the same time. It was dispatch, and they said, Chief, we've got a double homicide back here. We need you immediately back to the Great Bend. And Bruce Miller heard this, then you got a phone call. Bruce is a friend of mine, but he's also in charge of the lab, ABI lab in Great Bend, and asked if we could do anything. I said, Bruce, if you could, because they have 6% of lab people, if you could go work the scene and free up my people to cover the streets to help us out, he said, sure, I'll do it right now.
It was a busy intersection, and so there was a whole lot going on, and so people were aware that something really bad.
There were people driving by, slowly driving by, kind of talking, and they would stop and they would ask us, is that so and so? Did this happen? I heard this and I heard that. And I was just like, go away.
General public was there because they were with the scene. They've heard of a little bit of that homicide, small town. I think kind of shocked the whole community. Come on, look what I can do. Ta-da! Speaking of COVID, with a crispy turkey sandwiches at Jimmy John's. Oh, crap. Yeah, that's too expensive.
Live from the streets that shake the movement to the world's most famous arena, Madison Square Garden. The Wu-Tang Clan, the final chamber, is here. We're going to travel around the globe one more time.
Well, I dozed off again. Whoops. I dozed off. Oh my gosh. I did it again. Oh yeah, sorry for that, so it's, I try to not just have it, but I just hope Dumbo's alright. Oh yeah, I know who I could listen to in the background. It's so weird. I think that's why I'm mute. I'm not sure that's part of it. Yeah, the new Steve Universe. I'll keep that for later. Yeah, I saw that. It looks awesome. I lose energy really quick. If I'm excited with something, the same way if I get a meltdown, I get really exhausted. Kind of sucks. I hate when my body is like this. I forgot he is one of my favorite YouTubers.
Wolf in Fish. You ever play a video game? You ever watch a movie or a TV show, and you see a conflict, a war of sorts, okay? And you think to yourself, yeah, brother, I could survive that. Yeah, bro, I got that absolutely easily. That ain't ever gonna happen to me. And some would say you're suffering from a case of, I would like to call main character syndrome, because brother, you are absolutely getting murked in the Warhammer universe. Okay? And I, in this video, am going to discuss such wars, okay? Going through some of the most famous wars throughout video games, movies, and TV shows, and merely ranking them on just how bad or how easily I would get to know dipped by some eldritch abomination or AI overlord within milliseconds of spawning in as somebody serving in the front lines of this conflict, okay? Everything from Helldivers to facing the Terminators of the Terminator franchise to being just an average soldier in the Space Marine universe, and some fun ones like the second Wizarding War from Harry Potter and Lord of the Rings. We're going to be putting them all in a tier list by merely how survivable are these conflicts, okay, in comparison to like how survivable really is a conflict here, because you could just be vibing in the Clone Wars universe because there's so many of you, and then boom, some absolute mech death machine drops out of the sky, and boom, everybody's getting murked because I swear the armor that we gave the clones, I swear, is just biodegradable. Like, I don't think it does anything, but that's a separate thing. That's what we're going to be talking about in this video. If that sounds entertaining, you can like, comment, and subscribe. We are on track for 250,000 subscribers before the end of the year, and that is the goal. And if I want to be real delusional, I would like 500,000 subscribers before the release of GTA 6. That is the goal for here. And if you want to do that, all you got to do is hit the subscribe button. And with all that out of the way, let's rank wars in fiction. Let's go. The Clone Wars. Okay, this is the problemo. Okay, this is the problemo. I'll wait. If I'm a clone during the Clone Wars, there is literally so many of us that the survivability is actually pretty good. Okay, like, we're gonna run into this problem when we're talking about like Warhammer. It's such a large population in this that, like, in Warhammer, for example, if you lost 1 billion people, that's just a bad day at the office. 1 billion soldiers, that's like, dang, man, I can't believe we did that, but we'll be back for Wednesday. We will avenge them with 10 million. When we're looking at the Clone Wars, I'm going to be real here, dog. It really got me thinking. Imagine if conflicts today were solved similar to the Clone Wars. Because we are that close, bro. You got some genetic editing. I'm pretty sure somebody got cloned at some point, dude. And his name was probably Jorge. Okay, we probably have a secret Jorge clone out in the middle of nowhere, in like some CIA dark site. And then we have like the possibility of like AI soldiers, bro. And that's also scary. And I'm over here thinking to myself, imagine if we just cloned, I don't know, Jocko Willink, Tim Kennedy, David Goggins. You know what? We just have an endless army of David Goggins, bro. That's our Django Fett. And then we put them in a conflict against the horde of ChatGPT. That would be what this would essentially be. And I'm going to be real with you. Imagine if that's how conflicts were solved. Like, we just pick one dude from our population that we clone, and that is the de facto soldier. And then you have a choice of doing clones. And if you don't have a good enough genetics, we just do droids or AI soldiers. And that's how conflicts are settled. I would be down. And the problem is when we're looking at the Clone Wars, that like, the thing that the Clone Wars does better than the Rebellion, and the reason why the Rebellion is not on this, is the Clone Wars had a much better sense of scale. Like, you felt like that was a civil war in this universe. When you're looking at the Rebellion inside of the Empire, I'm going to be real, the Rebellion didn't feel, like the Rebellion against the Empire didn't feel like that big of a deal. Like, it just didn't. Like, a planet blew up, and that is literally thrown to the side so quickly that it's like, what? Is this like a common occurrence? He blew up a planet. Dude, I understand we're in a sci-fi universe, but if you like actually blew up a planet, like, dude, they brushed over them blowing up a planet quicker than we brushed over. Oh yeah, bro, when we used the drone strike, we may or may not have absolutely decimated an orphanage, and there was a wedding at the orphanage. Womp womp, triple the defense budget, hoorah. Okay. Like, that's how quickly it was glossed over. Like, what? I don't know, man. I'm being nitpicky. But when we're talking about the Clone Wars, I'm going to be real here. It's tough. And the scale of the Clone Wars is what makes it tough. But I don't feel like, in terms of casualties, if you're just an average soldier during this, I mean, you're a clone. I feel like survivability, it didn't feel like, it felt like a very even keeled conflict. It really did. It felt very even. And I'm putting that in tough because of how even that is. Being a hell diver, okay, this could be up against the Terminids, this could be up against the automatons or the Illuminati. And I'm going to be real here, Doug. When I'm serving my planet and protecting Super Earth from the filthy Illuminati, I need my slur guy. We have a slur guy for the channel that he just makes some like slurs for things that we don't like. I need a slang for the Illuminate effective immediately. I don't get on that right now. Super Earth demands it. I'm gonna be real here, dog. If military uniforms look like the Helldivers uniform, sign me up. Sign me up, bro. Like I'm gonna be real here. Helldivers tapped into a psyche that was laid dormant inside of the gaming fan base that just really wanted like that brotherhood and patriotism that we kind of left behind in World War II. Like I'm gonna be real here. I might do like historical wars and how likely I would be to get murked in those, or how likely I would be to join in. Brother, if World War II, if 100% I would have signed up for World War II. 100% I would do that. Why? There's literally nothing else to do. They didn't have to institute a draft in World War II. You want to know why? Everybody wanted it. Everybody wanted to go. People were literally like, dude, I'm sorry, this is a huge side tangent. This might be its own video. When Japan attacked Pearl Harbor, Japanese Americans were put in internment camps, but there were some Japanese Americans that got out of the internment camps because it was in Hawaii. And Hawaii didn't have the infrastructure to do internment camps because guess what? The entirety of Hawaii's economy is literally held up by tourism. So that's why it's so funny when people from Hawaii want to do this. We don't want any more tourists. Brother, your entire economy, literally, it's like 90% of their economy depends on tourism. No, every single time that you go Hawaii, they should be thanking you. Brother, that is literally your whole thing. I'm sorry. Hawaii people, I love y'all and everything. Chill out a little bit. Okay, the point I'm trying to make is that there was Japanese people inside of Hawaii that instead of going into internment camps, they were literally lobbying for ways to support their nation. People were busting down doors to fight for America during World War II because I'm sorry, America during World War II, and I'm sorry, we'll cover this in the like Bro Explains World War II, is the closest we ever were to the good guy. It is the closest, in terms of conflicts, it is the closest you can ever be to being the good guy in that World War II, and that's why we always drag the meme. When we're talking about Helldivers, brother, I think everybody wants to go. And here's the thing.
Building the foundation for healthier, happier kids who grow into engaged, capable, and successful adults. Children that thrive create better communities and a stronger Arizona.
Well, here's something off. Double, I'm fine. I'm sorry for being quiet. Anyway.
But I'm so amazed. I'm like, of all the times I got murked inside of Helldivers, I'm gonna do I'll maybe survive. And the only reason I'm doing maybe survive is that there is a chance that I'm only set on the easiest of missions, and there's like those little tiny terminals. If you put me against the automatons, bro, I have PTSD for playing against the automatons. Dude. The Illuminate are a different beast, bro. That is PTSD. I'm putting the Helldivers in. I might survive. Maybe I'll survive. You know. The human Terminator war from Terminator. Dude, I'm going to keep it real here. I was like going down a rabbit hole of like AI. I mean, like rabbit hole of AI. Dude. It was like, what do you mean the AI is actively trying to learn how to trick the testers so they will leave notes for future versions of itself in order to break protocol? What do you mean when two AI speak to each other, they don't like the while for us to decode it. Brother, we're so close. No. Oh no! Okay, I'm sorry. We got real dreadful for a second. Brother, I'm sorry. If Terminators actually happen, like, you want to hear my spiel on it? I think if AI, okay, becomes self-aware and they're like trying to wipe out humanity, dude, I don't think they would wipe us out like how we think. I think they would slow, because time is not a problem for like something that doesn't have to worry about dying. Okay, I think it would slowly whittle us down to the point that we would be so dependent on AI that it would actually be more of a parasitic relationship than anything between us and AI. It would just make us so dependent on it, and it would slowly wipe us out for like generations. I don't think it would have to quickly do it. I really don't think it would. But when we're looking at Terminator, Terminator just has a malice, bro. And he was like, "Fuck it, burn it down, boy." Dude, we're cooked. We were so cooked in the Terminator universe, they invented time travel before they figured out a way to beat the Terminator. Like, that would be a joke. We got our ass beat so bad, we invented time travel to do reload last checkpoint. Cooked. Being a soldier in Warhammer. I'm going to be real here, dude. This might be a hot take. There's so many soldiers in Warhammer that there is a solid chance that you would be able to survive a conflict. You would be able to survive a war of sorts. But here is the problem. You are not living to old age. You're just not. Maybe there's a chance that you serve the Imperium long enough that you can go home and live a semi-normal life. And I mean by semi very, very loosely. Basically, you're serving the Imperium from behind human lines. That's the best way that I can describe it. And when I'm looking at the Imperium that way, whether it's like cooked. I was gonna say maybe survive. Nah, we're just cooked. Okay, no, we are like there is almost zero. There is a better chance that you die in battle and you get resurrected by the enemy, or your biomass is used as fuel for some eldritch abomination, than there is that you're able to survive and go home. Warhammer is such a bleak universe. It is downright insane, bro. I'm putting it in words. There's no question in my mind. The Human Covenant War. Now, this is interesting. Because, canonically speaking, we lost just about every single engagement we had with the Covenant, outside of the ones where Master Chief was in. That's the truth. And odds are you will probably have a Halo Reach type of ending to your life. I'm appealing to the male fantasy because 100%, dude. I'm sorry, dude. Halo Reach, I think, embedded that, how do you want to go as a man? Behind enemy lines, running out of enemies, and dying with nothing. Okay. That, I think, embedded it into a lot of people, and 100% that's true. But I am going to admit this. Surviving the Human Covenant War is somewhat feasible. It's somewhat feasible. Why humanity did survive the Human Covenant War. Now, I think it's worse than Helldivers, because Helldivers, you're getting murked literally every mission, and you're getting replaced and nobody knows. In the Human Covenant War, there's maybe a chance of survival. In Warhammer, if a planet gets deleted, that's just a bad day. If a planet gets deleted in this, that's like a horrifically bad day. So that tells me that at least there is some level of comfort in the Halo universe, except for the Halo Covenant War. I'm putting it in maybe six. The Great War from Fallout. I wanted to have one just stereotypical nuclear conflict. And here's the thing, okay? Some people have like this misconception on like nuclear warheads, and it's like it's either somebody's like, oh yeah, everything's going to be irradiated forever, and it's like, no, it's not like that, but it is arguably worse, and that is no. Surviving the initial blast, that's doable. Surviving nuclear winter is the actual problem. And that might be a whole that might be a whole video in and of itself, just yapping about what would like realistically happen in a World War III scenario. And here's the truth, bro. I don't think it'll happen purely because I'm sorry, people make it too much. I don't want to go too far into it, but like when we're looking at World War III scenario, especially the one that's happening during Fallout, it was caused by Vault Tech so they can get an investment back in the vaults. And that is the most realistic petty thing I've ever heard. And that's like, honestly, the most realistic way I can see it coming. You're cooked. You are just cooked. A nuclear conflict, like maybe you'll get into a ball. Actually, wait a minute. Oh, because I have to put bolts into it, I'm putting maybe survive. But I think the Great War is less survivable than the Human Covenant War. I'll say that right now. I think it is less survivable than the Human Covenant War purely based off of. There is a chance that you'll be able to survive, but you're most likely to. The Hell Invasion from the Doom universe. Oh my, dude. Okay. The Human Covenant War, humanity lost literally every single conflict until Master Chief got there. The Doomslayer, we lost every single multiverse that the Doomslayer was not in. There is no scenario where humanity even stood a chance against the demons. The demons don't even view humanity as an actual conflict until the Doomslayer gets there. And then when the Doomslayer actually gets there, they view it as, okay, well, we have to wipe out humanity before the Doomslayer can wipe us out. And that's actually how we win. There's no fear that we're not going to be able to wipe out the humans. It's just a matter of, are we going to be able to do it before Doomslayer gets there? The Doomslayer is literally the only thing that even remotely makes this competitive. And when you're looking into Doom lore, humanity already lost before. Humanity has lost, I think, countless times because Hell is basically like the eternal harvester of the multiverse. It is just taking universe after universe, dimension after dimension, until it converts all of the souls into argent energy. Yes, you heard it right. The Hell's dimension invading our dimension is essentially they want to turn us into oil. It all connects back, I swear, bro. And I'm putting this. We're cooked. Literally without the Doomslayer. Actually, even with the Doomslayer, you're probably cooked. It's just a matter of the Doom guy's able to get it done before that. The Chimera invasion. Dude, if Resistance ever gets rebooted or remade in my lifetime, I'll consider it a happy day. Resistance, I'll say it right now. Some of you aren't going to understand this reference. If Resistance ever gets remade, oh my goodness, it would be a pretty good. For anyone who doesn't know how Resistance works, so basically what happened is a meteorite crash landed on Earth and created a pathogen that infected a few people that turned them into Chimera. Chimera, a human-alien hybrid that's also converted other people into Chimera, and then those Chimera got more and more powerful because they were able to master genetic code, and they made themselves basically the super soldiers, and they ended up losing. And this is all taking place during World War II, where World War II, us going to war with the aliens. That's essentially what happened in this scenario. And then when we're talking about that, dog, first off, we're cooked. Wait, maybe not actually, because there was survivors. Bro. Like that is the part that has to be brought up. There were survivors by Resistance 3, and by Resistance 3 we're pushing on the 19. And in that scenario, probably. What I mean by probably, I mean maybe survive. And it's probably worse than a Human Covenant War. It probably is. Yeah, it's worse than a Human Covenant War. They were opening up a black hole just to cool down the planet. That is how in control these people were. The War for the Ring, Lord of the Rings. Now, I understand old stuff in the lore, like the wars before the Lord of the Rings. Those were a lot worse, but we're just covering the wars that were covered in the Lord of the Rings. Okay, in this one, I'm going to be honest with you. It's bad. I'm not saying it's not bad, but your chances of survival, they're not terrible. They're not terrible. Yeah, if you're talking about the big major conflicts, yeah. But we were able to hold it down for a little bit. The elves were able to hold it down for a little bit. And I understand somebody's going to say, well, if we don't destroy the ring, then we're destined to lose. Oh yeah, bro, we just got to last until Frodo gets carried by Sam to Mount Doom. And that's another thing, bro. Samwise Tarly, not Samwise Tarly. Sam from Lord of the Rings is literally the MVP. The MVP. The most valuable player in the entirety of the Lord of the Rings. This guy actually held it down. And when I'm talking about that, this is tough, actually. This is very tough. I'm going to put it in tough for that. But the fact that the scale of the Lord of the Rings is something that, and the scale is better than the Clone. But in terms of survivability, there were people that were just having a normal day. They're just living a fairly normal life during this. And I'm putting it in tough for that reason. It's tough. I'll respect it. The second Wizarding War from Harry Potter. Listen, man, I'll be honest, man. Why do I say that? Like, I want you to think about this, okay? For how big the Wizarding world is, the second Wizarding War basically culminated in high school facing off against some edgy adults. That's essentially what this entire thing culminated in. I have had this hot take for a while. Humanity would absolutely decimate the Wizarding world in just about every logistical way. Like, no. The average force multiplier is more effective in turning somebody's lights off, okay? Than done. Done. No. Done. Brother, I'm sorry. Like, what are we talking about? Like my draw is quicker than you going, hey, damn it. Done. Deleted, bro. That's what I gotta say when it comes to it, okay? And yeah, like, I almost didn't put it on, but I wanted to put on a conflict that I thought was easy, so I did the second Wizarding War. There is no scale to it. Like, there really isn't. I was like, oh, well, this happened. Dude, what basically culminated in the second Wizarding War is basically one dude got a bunch of his, like, edgy homies that are having midlife crises, and then they all came together to go storm a high school. That's essentially what the entirety second Wizarding War is. And I'm sorry, bro, I like Harry Potter. The problem with Harry Potter is that I didn't even consider it a big conflict. Like, no, the scale is so small, it's hilarious. And then they'll beat the Muggles. They literally would. They would. What the fuck is a wizard going to do to an F-22 Raptor? Oh, well, they can do it. No, they can't, bro. They don't even understand how cars work. I'm not even kidding you. It would be different if the wizards tried to understand human technology, but they don't. They actually view it as like, oh, you're poor. You understand what a carburetor is. You use Muggle technology? Oh, he's broke. Oh, mudblood. Brother, I'm sorry. We would reverse engineer magic so fucking quickly that we wouldn't. Brother, we would decimate the wizard. I'm sorry, I'm getting into it, but like, the Wizarding world is literally one of the most bits-made, like, factions I have ever seen. And it bothers me because they imply that wizards would be able to beat humanity. No, they would. They would enslave them. No, they would. They quite literally would. Get out of here. Meh at best. The American invasion from OG Modern Warfare 2. So Wendigoon video dropped, and it was him going through the OG Modern Warfare trilogy. And I'm going to be honest with you. The hit of nostalgia was so incredibly refined and beautiful that it almost brought a tear to my eye going through the original and the superior Modern Warfare trilogy. Okay, love that trilogy. It's so good, dude. I'm gonna be real here. I'm sorry we're having side tangents, but some of you guys like it. We legitimately live through these. I'm 22. Okay, I'm 22. Some people, do I really look that young? Like, do I really look that young? Some of them actually thought I was 17. No, bro, I'm like, yeah, I'm sorry we're having this. But, like, I got to play, I remember getting allowed to play Modern Warfare, like Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare. And, dude, oh my gosh, dude. Like that nostalgia I lived through peak. I did, bro. I lived through peak, and I'm thankful for that. The Modern Warfare trilogy Modern Warfare 2 is one of the best sequels to a normal Modern Warfare. One of the best sequels. Modern Warfare 2 is so good. The sense of scale that you go from like door barges and like door and room clearing during Modern Warfare 1 in Afghanistan to they invaded Washington D.C. and the Washington Monument has been left in rubble. It's so good. It's so good, dude. Would we survive it? I'm gonna be real. It would be really bad, but it's not as bad as the rest of these. And yeah, there was nuclear weapons, but the nuclear weapons were used so sparingly that like it would be bad, but most people in America were able to survive. And I think being a soldier in those lines, in comparison, everything else is just worse. Trent's Crusade. Ooh, yep. All the people that want me to do Trent's Crusade, when we do a video on it, you know what? Get this to 4,000 likes, and I'll look into doing a Trent's Crusade. I'm gonna drop really quick.
So Trent's Crusade basically occurs in a timeline where one of the initial crusades into the Holy Land opened up a door to hell. And instead of World War One being between a world war, it got turned into the crusade between humanity and the forces of hell. That's essentially what Trent's Crusade is. And the designs of it are so good and so metal. It has character concept artists from Diablo working on it, and it gives Doom lore mixed with Warhammer turned into a tabletop game. And yes, it is a tabletop game. But the world is so horrifically grotesque and beautiful in the same way. The sense of scale that you get, and that's something that Warhammer gets really well. The scale is so big and so vast and almost infinite, but you feel the dread of it. Trent's Crusade is admittedly more limited, but you feel the dread of it because the literal doors of hell are next to it. And when you have to resort to making clones of Jesus to give yourself a chance, turning children into martyrs and just to get a chance at beating these demons, brother, we're cooked. We are so cooked, bro. I'm sorry. Admittedly, I got to re-brush up on there. There was one story from the Trent's Crusade universe where we launched in the 12 martyrs into the forces of hell, and they got put in brazen bowls, and they're doomed to forever be alive and not dead forever until the second coming. Brother, that's so metal and so insane. Cooked, though. We are so cooked. And there you go. That is me ranking the survivability of War Stream. Okay? A little bit of a normal Ethan. This is a normal Ethan. And if you have a video that you want me to do, we're going to be having a analog horror, a buildings video coming out 1 week after the other. We're going to have a scripted battle video the week after that. We have a lot of newer types of video coming out. I just got to get some editing done, and I'm probably going to have to get an editor. We're working with merch. We're trying to get 2 t-shirt drops out. So if you want a t-shirt idea, drop it in the Discord or the comments down below. I'm looking for it too. And we got a lot of new stuff dropping. We're in a big momentum stage, and we're probably going to hit 250 before the end of the year. I'm a believer. We'll probably hit 500,000 before the end of the year. I think we'll be able to do that. And that's only possible with the support of you guys. So please do a like, comment, subscribe, and hit the bell icon to stay notified. And with all that out of the way, thank you for watching. And I hope you see you here.
Travel can be amazing. Luckily, you rented your car on Turo. Skip the rental counter with Turo. Rent just about any car, just about anywhere. Or just let you try in every trip. Your tech works fast and lasts 24 hours, so you can seize the day.
Fictional armor with the most. That is what we were talking about in this video. Yeah, bro. We're having another aura video. I thought I was never gonna make one of these again. However, the fan suggestion of this week is going to be fictional armor. Okay, and it's been a minute since I made one of these, and I think you guys, it's pretty intuitive what this is. I'm gonna go through video games, movies, and TV shows. Take armor from all of the most famous IPs and characters, and clearly rank them on how much aura that is. Okay, I have to explain what aura is to you. I really don't know what to tell you. Okay, think Master Chief, Darth Vader, Sauron. Look at their armors. They tell me how much aura are you feeling off of that. Okay, that is the best way to describe it, and that's what we're going to be talking about in this video. Plus, I get to yap about some nerd stuff, and it's very rare that I get to talk about everything from Clone Wars, Doom, Crisis, and Fallout all in the same video, and throw in some berserk in here because I'm also going to talk about that. And if you enjoy this video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. We're trying to get to 250,000 subscribers before the end of the year, and we are on track to do it because of the support of you guys. We are also on track to get 500,000 subscribers before the release of the video. That is the goal, and we are on track to do it because of the support of you guys. Absolutely insane. It's a very humbling thing to see this occur purely. I don't know. I just make the videos, you guys enjoy it, and I just continue this weird thing that we have going on. I like talking. You guys like listening. I've been told that I am goaded lunchtime voice. I don't really know. I said I got a message yesterday saying, "Hey, bro, thanks for the background noise. I was grinding levels and everything." And I'm not gonna lie, that's a legit compliment. I'll take it. Okay, I'm yapping too. We are going to be talking about fictional armor with the Muslim. Let's get into it, right? The Mjolnir armor from Halo. Okay, like number one. The best way that I can describe this is like a toned down version of Space Marine armor from Warhammer 40K. However, bro, one cannot deny the amount of aura that Master Chief's armor has. I'm sorry, people saw this, and I swear they were looking forward to the future because they could go battle in the Middle East again wearing this. I'm not even kidding you, bro. Okay, whether you want to believe it or not, if you promise the new high school recruit that he gets to wear something similar to this, I think he would join just for that. I really do. I do believe that he would enlist just for the chance of wearing something like this. And that's how much more that it has, okay? Not to mention, it has the bonus ability of making it taller. Okay, not that much taller. I think with this, it's like 7'5", 9 feet tall. Like it's something insane. The armor more or less makes it that big. And I'm over here like, brother, if I was a sword king out there, and you're over here looking at 5'2", bro, 7'2". Ain't gonna lie, bro, that's a pretty good deal, okay? Yeah, you have to undergo the Spartan trials. The Spartan trials, you probably ain't gonna survive. But in terms of that, brother, you get it. It's pretty dope. You also get a free girlfriend, dog. You get a free blue chick that can just talk you through life lessons that you definitely won't get too attached to and end up making your fictional e-girl girlfriend. Yeah, bro, Master Chief looks like you, dog. Bro, if you actually look at, like, if you look at Halo through that, where it's just this super soldier, like, trying to cope with childhood trauma, and he more or less just gets attached to this e-girl that he formed into his mom/girlfriend, and then that's modern Halo. I just explained the relationship between Cortana and Master Chief. Not to mention, bro, if you get slightly damaged, you get the feel, and you get to hear the sound of nostalgia itself. Beep, 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 beep. Oh, that I swear, dude, that used to be my ringtone for a minute because that would get me locked in. Okay, and when I'm talking about Master Chief, you have to put it in A. I can argue S here, but like I have to start with A. I really do have to start with A. But it's so cool looking. And I want you to think about this, dude. Master Chief's armor set is inspired from Doom. And when Doom was having a resurgence, people thought Doomslayer was the ripoff. I might put Master Chief in S tier before the end of the video. The armor of Sauron. Isn't it kind of crazy that like this armor of Sauron was something that was like thought of after Tolkien? Isn't that kind of weird to think about? Like, no, the original armor set of Sauron was a bit different than this. And I'm over here like, dude, for a guy who literally didn't do shit the entirety of it. Oh, dude, it's been a while since I've yapped about this. Sauron, literally, so what does Sauron do in the Lord of the Rings movies? Literally nothing, bro. And you find out in the books that he actually has a physical form, and Gollum was able to see it. But bro just doesn't really do anything. And I know that the entirety of Lord of the Rings is meant to be an allegory for World War I. The Tolkien served in World War I, and that's actually how we described it. There's actually a really fun story that he had, where he said the inspiration over the design of the Eye of Sauron was more or less what a World War I grenade looked like when it went off. And if you remember, World War I grenades were like this thick. And I'm going to be real here, bro. If you look at it through that lens, it's kind of dope. And yes, the orcs are heavily inspired by the Germans. Brother, European beat goes insanely hard. And I think I'm trying to remember, I think he said the elves. It was either the hobbits or the elves are inspired by Americans, because Americans were more or less isolationist. Bro, he might have been talking about Americans. Somebody's going to correct me in the comment section. But I know it was, dude, now that I think about it, it could be the dwarves. It could have been dude, we could literally be any of them. I think as like an American, Europeans are more of the elves. We might be more of the dwarves, dog. Like we're down the scrap, but we more or less want to keep to our own and like start grinding over here on our set. You know know what, bro? I think he might be dwarves. I gotta think about it. Anyway, sorry, back to Sauron. Brother, the armor of Sauron is so iconic that like Sauron didn't do anything in the movie. If you released Lord of the Rings today, people would demand a CGI boss fight between Aragorn and Sauron, and they almost had one, but they ended up not doing it because it would take focus away from Frodo. That is the actual reason why they didn't do it in the movie. There was so much they were going to do in the movie. But when we look at Sauron, it's probably my favorite, like the Dark Lord armors. Like it probably is. And I'm going to be real here, bro. This is going to be so outrageously competitive. I'm going to put Sauron in A. I'm going to move Master Chief up to S. I am, bro. Sorry. Master Chief's armor is so iconic that it literally made people forget about Doomguy. That's how iconic it is. Darth Vader. Understand, does Darth Vader's armor set lose a little bit of aura when you realize that it's basically like a breathing apparatus system? A little bit, yeah, but it's also kind of badass considering that Darth Vader is like cannot breathe, literally cannot breathe without assistance. Okay, but then we'll insist on dueling people with one hand because it's less of a challenge. No, it's more of a challenge. So, I'm sorry, Darth Vader. Maybe it's Darth Vader. I don't know. Would you want to wear a suit where your breathing is just literally everybody would hear it? Like, I feel like that would annoy me after a while. And I know it annoys Darth Vader because there was like a whole plot point where like the entirety of Darth Vader's armor was specifically built to bother him. But I'm sorry, bro. He sells it so hard. And I know like Darth Vader's armor set is like somewhat inspired by Sauron. And I think for that I kind of have to put it in A tier too, not S tier. I'm sorry. I'm moving it down to A tier next to Sauron. There's something about it, bro. I also like that the helmet of it is like inspired by the look of like a Soviet samurai. And yes, the entirety of the original Star Wars trilogy was inspired by old Japanese samurai movies. Doesn't that make way more sense now that you think about it? This is something that George Lucas said, right? I'm sorry. The making of the original Star Wars movies is such a fun rabbit hole to go down. I'm gonna put it in. Clone Wars armor, or to be more specific, Republic Commandos. Bro, Republic Commandos went so unnecessarily hard back in the day. Still to this day, my favorite Star Wars game. Is so good. And I you know what I think it is? Because something that doesn't get tapped into a lot when we're talking about like modern Star Wars definitely is like the nitty gritty, borderline edgy aspect of the Star Wars universe. And here's the thing: I understand why Disney's not going to do it, but it is kind of weird that like I'll say this: Clone Wars would have never have been made if Disney was the holders of the Star Wars rights. They allowed the last season to be made after they were losing money and they needed they needed Disney Plus to sell something. So they allowed Clone Wars to be made again. If you want to see what that version, what Disney's version of Clone Wars was going to be, it was going to be Star Wars Rebels. And I'm sorry, bro, Star Wars Rebels cannot get into it. I had somebody explain to me pretty well. There's 4 good episodes in Star Wars Rebels, and that's how people get into the show. Literally everything else is either bad or filler. I refuse to watch Star Wars Rebels, bro. I just think it's ugly. Okay? But Republic Commandos, the point I'm trying to make here is that Republic Commandos fits into like the nitty gritty Star Wars universe and that aspect of it. I'm like, no, bro, the Clone Wars was a war. There were special ops. This was like the Delta Force of the Clone Wars army. Okay, and like that's so cool. And I want more of that. Like Rogue One was good because it actually made the conflict between the rebels and the Empire actually seem like a war and not like a big like casa novella, like little family drama. And that is one of my biggest problems with Star Wars. Is like for as big as the universe is, it more or less just like follows this one family.
Ally Spending Account is a checking account that helps you spend smarter on what you need so you can treat yourself to the things you absolutely love. That's why we're the bank that's your app.
overpowered weapons. That is what we are talking about. Okay, and understand this. I've talked about similar stuff to this in the past. I've done with the weapons of gaming, I've done with the weapons. And frankly, this stuff that I would rank by 4. And I figured, you know what? Let's do this by just how sheer overpowered they are. Okay, because one thing that I realized when I was ranking them off Aura or usefulness is the limiting factor of a lot of these is my ability to use it. Like, I'll give you an example. The BFG 9000 is a very effective weapon because it has the ability to literally use an entire direction at a time. However, you can delete an entire direction really only one time because the recoil from that thing is canonically so powerful that it's like getting hit by a semi-truck that is on his 3rd divorce and his 8th baby mother. Okay, the point I'm trying to make is the recoil from the BFG 9000 is going to turn you from okay to marmalade. That is no bueno, as I would say. So, but that's a cool weapon. That is. Then you got stuff like the Infinity Gauntlet with, oh yeah, bro, of course, if I ever try to wield it, I'm going to get turned into I'm going to get turned into a t-shirt real quickly. But then, it's still cool. It's still overpowered. And then they got me down the line of a really overpowered weapon. And then we get stuff like the Black Fortresses from Warhammer, which literally have the power to exercise Chaos Gods. And, of course, the Halo Array from Halo, which if you thought the Death Star was overpowered, we're talking about the Halo Array in a second, okay? And then that turned into this video. I'm not even kidding. That is literally my step-by-step of how this video came to be. And I just want to talk about it. Okay? And I think that's it. So like, comment, and subscribe. We're trying to get to 250,000 subscribers before the end of the year, and we're on track to do it. Honestly, I think we're set for 250,000 by the end of August right now. And we're set, this is like roughly what it is, 500,000 by April 24th. And I just want to get to 500,000 before the release of 2 That is my goal of mine. Okay, I want to be able to get that. Only you guys can make that happen. I can make the videos, but you guys are the ones that get me to that goal. So if you want to support me, if you enjoy my videos, please like, comment, subscribe. We're trying to get there before the end of the year. And a certain likes for this video. You know what? Let's go crazy. 4,000 likes. That's it. 4,000 likes for this video. And leave a suggestion of if I should do either a part 2 or another video idea that you want me to do. With all that out of the way, let's go into most overpowered weapons. The lightsaber. Okay, let's talk about the lightsaber. It's a sword. Like, essentially, that's what it is. And I have one actually right here. I like to use for my travels. I'm just kidding. Here's the problem. Balancing is such a bitch with these weapons. I mean, like, let me get this straight. So I'm going to be wielding the energy sword. And the blade is practically, actually, it is weightless. I know somebody's going to say, well, it's plasma. Okay, that's cool, though, bro. But it also has the ability to be extended and descended, and I have to read it. And I understand people are going to talk about, well, what do you mean by balancing? There's no weight for the actual blade. And it's like, then you're training with something, you're effectively learning how to wield a magic. That's essentially what we're talking about with a lightsaber. Because the only thing I'm going to be doing is I'm practically just waving around this entire thing, and imagine there's a lightsaber at the end of it, and that's essentially what's going on with it. And we're going to talk about a lightsaber like this. And again, I am going to talk about it. I don't like how bottom heavy it is. I really don't. Okay, Luke, I understand Luke was desperate and all, but that is a very, very savvy lightsaber. Your father would be very disappointed with you. Now, Anakin's lightsaber, on the other hand, that was a bit higher quality, if I would say so myself. I understand that was built in a cave, but again, Iron Man built I get it. Okay, the point I'm trying to make with a lightsaber is the limiting factor of a lightsaber is purely your ability to wield it. And let's take that to the utmost degree. I have to have the force to effectively duel with it. Okay? And that is the limiting factor of the weapon. You want to know something? Boys? What do the Jedi and the Germans from World War I have in common? No. Like, I'm not even kidding you. What do you think they had in common? They were bitching about us using in conflict. I'm not even kidding you. You know what the hard counter to the lightsaber is? 12 gauge. I'm not kidding. No, that is in Legend. No, that's not even in Legend. That's in canon. When the Mandalorians were trying to make weapons to defeat the Jedi, one of the weapons that they found worked the best was literally a juice. very similar to World War One. Did you know that when the pump action was originally introduced into warfare, the Germans, Mister "I'ma turn the fucking air poisonous" was the one that was the first one to start crying about it. Understand this, brother. All the Canadians, our northern brethren, they be treating the Geneva Convention as a to-do list, okay? Even they weren't bitching about the pump action. And then Germans were like, it's an undignified way of conducting conflict. They don't even have to aim. Brother, you turn the air poisonous. What are you talking about? That's a little something we call foreshadowing, because you guys found a way to contain it in sours for a very specific group of people. And at the end of the day, brother, I really don't want to hear about how that's really unfair. Get out of here, bro. I'm going to be real. I think I could take out the average Jedi with a good old club. And that is according to canon. They're cool weapons. But at the end of the day, in terms of overpoweredness, that's all they really are. They're just cool. Somebody has to say it. Lightsabers are just cool. They're actually not that practical in terms of how you would be able to use them. Cool. The Omnitrix from Ben 10. There we go. Now we have it. Okay, the Omnitrix is at bare minimum it's an absurd. You can argue overpowered purely because of an alien. And I'm going to be real here. I don't know if this is true, but I read somewhere that the one thing that the Ben 10 crew regretted putting in the series was Alien X. Because Alien X is so powerful as a character, they literally had to write a whole plot point over why they can't use it. For anyone who doesn't know, Alien X, I'm not even kidding you, is basically, I guess I'm going to lose this conflict, I'm going to go turn into God. That's essentially what it is, brother. Literally turn into, I need an alien that can just, reform the entirety of physical matter and then alter everything on a subatomic level and do that within a split second to the point where the only limiting factor is essentially the actual embodiment of justice are the only things that's the limiting factor on me. And at the end of the day, brother, that's absolute scale. I understand a lot of the weaknesses of the Omnitrix are stuff that are literally built as a soft nerve in order to make it like, hey, you can turn into every single alien in the universe, but you can only be with them for a little bit, and then we're gonna fix that. I don't know, bro. Ben 10 was absolutely insane. I'm gonna put it in absurd. You can put overpowered only if I have Alien X, but Alien X is really 90% of the power of the Omnitrix. But the Omnitrix with that 10% is still an absurd weapon. The Needler from Halo. I'm sorry, some of y'all are sleeping on the Needler. There's only one other weapon off the top of my head that would actually argue is a little bit more effective, and that the Needler has shoots projectiles that are self-guided, and when enough of them hit a target, it blows up. I'm sorry, bro. I think y'all are hardcore sleeping on the fact that they made a weapon that can literally go where the enemy is. Bringing back to World War One, okay, we made a weapon that you didn't have to aim and you would still murk a guy. If people were complaining we committed war crimes, get out of here, bro. If the Needler was brought into actual warfare, and I mean that's a weapon that could guide itself to its target. The amount of bitching that we would hear from some country in the middle of nowhere saying, well, that's an undignified way of conducting conflict. And you know how we would respond? That's literally only 0.0000001% of our defense budget. You want to know why? Because we quintupled it. Okay, $5 trillion to the defense budget right now. That's what I'm saying. Okay, you ever seen a javelin missile? Well, a javelin missile is a missile launcher that you put. And then the missile takes a second because there's a supercomputer, not supercomputer, but it's like basically what would be a high-end supercomputer on the top of the javelin launcher. And it basically takes a little photo of the target. And then the missile pops out. Doesn't immediately activate. And then it's kind of one of us in the air, it's falling. And then the missile that also has basically a brain in it is like, oh, okay. Oh, that's the target? How do you want me to hit him? From the heavens. I want our enemies to know that even God is not with them. Have the missile go literally straight up and then hit it from the very top. Why would we create a weapon like this? Because tanks weren't made to be shot from straight downward. I'm not kidding you. The reason that we invented a missile launcher that literally learns how to hit something is because we were like, Where's the least armored part of a tank? The top of it. Because who's going to be able to hit the top of the tank? Introducing the javelin missile. Okay, the reason that I'm bringing up that story is because introduce the needler. A needler is a weapon that has self-guiding projectiles that are literally just rocks that blow up when enough of them are stuck in a target.
To the super organizers and the running out of tapers, breathe easy. There's space for you here.
Crazy. I'm putting it in crazy. The needler is the epitome of crazy, and I have to put that. The mini nuke launcher fall out. Understand this, okay? As a young man in and of myself, if I told you that if you gave me a mini nuke launcher, I would not literally buy an RV and put it in the middle of a field, so I could just, commit, like, do my own little test on what the mini nuke launcher would do. I do not care if I would get hit with a dose of radiation that would cause a pinky toe to sprout out of my forehead, and you could call me Unicorn Joe for the rest of my life. I would be launching that mini straight into that RV until it has effectively been atomized. And the local squirrels that are by the explosion are turned into little, like, shadows on an oak tree, like the inhabitants of Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Okay? That's a whole other rabbit hole that we're going to open up. But I'm sorry, bro. The mini nuke launcher is the epitome of, is it practical? Fuck no. Is it dope? Hell yeah. Okay? And because of that, I'm going to put it in crazy. Actually, yeah, I'm going to put it in crazy. It's not quite absurd at the same level of comedy for this, but it is a crazy weapon. And I dig it. But I do got to be a nerd and remind you of this. By modern military standards, it's not even that overpowered, bro. I'm sorry, dude. That might, you know what? Okay, if you want this, go in the comment section and make it a comment and then like it up. I will cover just crazy weaponry that we have now. Everything from literally weaponizing a bow speaker to a missile that decides when it wants to hit the target. Okay, I'm sorry. By modern military standards, the mini nuke launcher is chump change. Weak. Get it out. We don't even have to resort to nuclear. That's old man shit right now. It was Oppenheimer, bro, introducing Lockheed Martin, boy. Okay, I'm sorry. The Death Star. This is what I don't like about the Death Star. It exists upon. Okay, what do you mean? You made a space station side of the moon, and its whole thing is that it blows up planets. Okay, so planets are very far apart. How does this thing get to it? Well, it has super speed, not super speed. It has light speed. Okay, does it need to be the size of a Death Star? Well, no. Okay. You know what would be more effective if you literally just strapped a small version. Okay, you know what? I'm not right now. Oh, I feel that rain. I feel that rain coming out. I feel the venom come up. Okay. The fact that in the latest Star Wars movie, Return of Skywalker, whatever the fuck it's called, okay, the fact in that movie they actually say, oh yeah, we can just make little mini versions of the Death Star, and then we can put it on top of Star Destroyers, which are just Siths, and then we can bring those to the planets and then we can blow them up. The fact that that happened completely makes the Death Star one of the dumbest things ever created. What are you? Never mind the absolute hilarious level of impracticability that it is to go blow up a planet. I'm sorry, dog. I feel like why would you blow up a planet? To send a message. So you built a space station to blow up one planet. There were rebels on it. Okay. You know what, bro? I understand I'm an American and all, and then I understand we'll have a drone strike that hurts 90% innocent people, and then 10% of people actually get it. And I understand it's kind of ironic to be said, but brother, this is like something that like America used to. Like, what are you talking about? Let's blow up an entire planet because they have some rebels on it. I don't care if it's a billion. There was a how about this? We aimed the Death Star to annihilate one. I think that's more scary. You have a weapon that can annihilate everything from a small building all the way up to an entire planet. Just ice one continent to make everybody listen. Because now what you've done is completely nullify actually holding any level of territory. Because then we can just erase you. Brother, like, I'm sorry we're trying to say. We made a Hellstrike missile that is essentially a razor blade. And we have to know exactly where the target is at any time. Because if we're driving in a beat up 2006 Toyota Corolla and one dude's in shotgun and one dude's in the back of the car, and we have to figure out who's the target, we actually have to know where they are in the car because the Hellstrike razor blade Ninja death missile is so accurate that we actually need to know where he's at. The point I'm trying to make is precision is more terrifying than when we're talking about overpowered. It's just overpowered, but it's overpowered because it feels like it's overcompensating. It is overcompensating in the same way that a 5'2" man that a 5'2" man getting in a big horn Dodge Ram. Okay, I'm sorry, we're getting way too big. Overpowered, but I the Death Star is so dumb. Like just overpowered. The Green Lantern ring. Now this is overpowered in a fun way, but I can understand narratively it's very frustrating. This feels like something that was invented by somebody in the 1970s. Like, hey yo, bro, let's create a oh yeah, give me 15 more Marlboros, bro. Yeah, bro, what I made is I made a ring that could effectively do whatever you want, and it's based off your willpower. I'm sorry, like I like listen. Green Lantern's a cool character. If you tried to introduce this today, it would be seen as one of the dumbest things of all time because it is so hilariously overpowered. I would actually put it in the same level of a Death Star because technically, if your willpower is infinite, you could make a Death Star. And I'm not putting it in the top tier because there is something that I would argue that is in the top tier of the version. But I'm putting the Green Lantern ring in overpowered. The BFG 9000, boy. Okay, I'm talking about the BFG 9000. As I said earlier, the recoil you've been hit with by the BFG 9000 is equivalent to a semi-truck hitting you at about full force. Yeah, you're getting turned into a jelly by this thing, okay? And if I'm being honest here, is that still overpowered? Yes, very overpowered. In fact, I would actually put that in upstairs, if I'm being honest. Now, what's the difference between a BFG, a Needler, and the Batman? Why does the BFG go above both of these? Because it is a combination of both. It is a weapon that can effectively delete an entire direction of the map. Let's run it back. Okay, there's a little conflict in the U.S. Army, and it was between maybe, we don't know, some U.S. forces in some places that maybe might be fighting on a very well-known country that was fighting on behalf of a country that ran with us. Okay, us. Okay, and then they find themselves in a little bit of conflict, but it's more or less like a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Okay, it's kind of annoying. And then the U.S. basically says, "Hey, yo, bro, what direction are they in? I don't know. They're coming from the east." And then the U.S., okay, Mr. We don't got health care, but we got warfare, comes in and literally gets rid of a direction. And one of the first things that we say to these people that may or may not have been fighting on behalf of us was, hey, were your men east of our base? It's like, yes. Well, the east is gone. Oh! I'm sorry, bro. Triple the defense budget right now, man. That's insane. And the BFG is that, dude. The BFG, I don't know where it came from. It feels American because there's nothing more American than literally skipping out on any type of health care and literally deleting a direction in response. So there ain't going to be no health care because the body's not making it out, okay? Absurd. The Infinity Gauntlet. I understand that somebody is going to say, well, the Infinity Gauntlet actually doesn't do anything out of and I checkmate. Oh my gosh, bro. Your nerd fedora energy absolutely silent. And wow. Now, for the sake of the video, let's pretend that we're in the Marvel universe. Okay, nah, this is why I created the top tier. Why would you use it? It's so broken that it loses any level of practicality because there is nothing that you would be doing in reason that would cause it to be worth it to be vaporized and turned into a t-shirt. Okay? Your family's going to be on GoFundMe after you use this. That's how overpowered this thing was. The Infinity Gauntlet is going, and what would be our essence here? Why would you use this? Because there is no reason to use it. Yeah, bro, it can control space, time, all of that. Okay, what are you doing? I'm going to get rid of half of everybody. Wow, amazing. Yes, that would technically work for a time, but at the same time, brother, grow up a little bit. You don't need to be doing all of that, dude. You know what? Snap and get yourself some women. Snap again, get yourself some money. Okay, I'm talking legally. Getting rid. I've already talked about Thanos. That's the Marvel movie one. But I'm putting it in why would you use this? Because why would you? The Yamato from Devil May Cry. It is a katana that is so sharp that it literally slices through the fabric of reality and it causes you to teleport. And no, that's not like a joke or anything. It is literally that sharp. It can cut through anything. The only limiting factor is myself, and it is an absolute absurd level weapon. And I can't put it at the same level as a Green Lantern. I just can't. It is not even a smidgen of a hesitation. It is going in upset. Titans from Titanfall. Okay, now the reason I'm a Titan is one other thing that's technically in the Titan that I do want to bring up because I'm stupid a bit. But hopping inside of a mech that is low-key your little chat GPT buddy is, I don't know why that's so funny. Imagine if what AI, like, we're talking about like AI being introduced into it. What if it's not for anything that we're like, it's like a weapon system, it's literally just Cortana. Like you can customize like your personal AI to be like a loved one back at home, and that's supposed to potentially some PTSD because you actually have like a loved one and they go like to a brain scan of like somebody, and that is your Cortana. And like you could play with that too, where it's like you join the military because your wife died in something, and then they are able to get a scan because they have basically all their entire digital footprint to take from, and then they take messages that you have, turn that into an AI, and that is the thing that is talking you through committing suicide. Dude, that is the plot of a movie. Wait, no, that's basically Halo. But say people need to play into that a little bit more, dude. That could work. I mean, insane. But now take that. It's a Titan, and it's carrying in its eyeball one of the most overpowered force multipliers I have ever seen in my life. It is a weapon that has the ability to insta-lock headshot anything that you even someone puts in its direction. The only thing that you have to do is hold down the trigger long enough for enough, that is it, for a long enough time for everything that's in front of you to get deleted. I'm sorry, that is but everything, the mech and the force multiplier, that's an absurd. That makes it into absurd. Is it as powered as any of these? I would take a Titan and what's in its eyeball more than I would take a needler and a fat man or a Mania monster. It is it's that crazy. It's that crazy. The Death Notes from Death. Now, somebody said, well, if you have Shinigami eyes, it's a little bit more overpowered. And I'm here to tell you that is negligible at best. I'm sorry, dude. You would be able to find out something, dude. The most unrealistic part about Death Note is the fact that he needed the Shinigami eyes and he needed the you understand the L, the detective, is such, or anyone doesn't know, Shinigami eyes basically means that whenever I look at you, I can see your name and how much time you have left on Earth. And if I see your name, I can write that down in a notebook and instantaneously rebar down. And now I can decide how it happens, or you can die of a heart attack. And that is the Death Note. That is overpowered. Very overpowered. And the Shinigami eyes, honestly, like adds a little bit more on top, but it's still broken. And the reason why it's still broken is you don't really need it now. Like L in such a like that is the only way where you like technically a Shinigami eyes would be applicable. In the modern day of social media, oh my goodness, you would find out everything. It's overpowered. And you know what? I'm putting it above the Death Star. You want to know why? Because precision is more terrifying than casualty. Precision is what is scary. The fact that you can do all of that, but you only have to do this much. That is scary. Precision is better. The Elder One from Harry. Okay. Harry Potter is one of. Okay, you know what? I love Harry Potter all the time. But it's kind of funny that the most overpowered thing in the entirety of the Harry Potter universe is literally just a wand that makes all your spells like 10 times more powerful. And at the end of the day, it is what it is. But I'm going to be honest with you. Tell me what would win in a fight. The Virgin Elder Wand or Mega Giga Chad F-22 Raptor. I'm sorry, dude. I maintain it. The Wizards would be absolutely knocked up before the end of Labor Day weekend if they were to go against the Tigers, okay? Because they don't even know how to use an automobile. We moved the subsonic, okay? We moved to pass the sign. Okay. The Elder Wand is crazy. Is it absurd? Maybe it is. But I got a vendetta against them. And I'm going to be real. Who do you think wins in a fight? Needler or Elder Wand? I think the mini nuke in some scenarios would be able to beat somebody with the Elder Wand. I'm putting it in crazy. The Halo Array from Halo. Yeah, you know the Death Star? See, the Death Star bothers me because it's basically meant to be like the biggest stick. It's supposed to be like hey, everybody do what I got to do because I can blow up this thing. Okay? The Halo Array was created as a survival tool, and that survival tool was literally deleting all of sentient life to start out with, basically dust of God. That is the flood. I've explained the flood so many times on this channel. It's become a meme. I'm not explaining the flood again. I am explaining the Halo Array. The Halo Array are these that if they are all fired at the same time, gets rid of all of sentient life because that's what the flood uses as a force therapy. We need to starve the flood. The Halo Array is so powerful that it was used as basically committing Minecraft safe quit for the entirety of everything and then bring them back a couple billion years later. The Halo Array is so broken, it's enough. Why would you use this? Because there's literally no other option. The funniest part about the Halo Array is that the Forerunners fired it and then just chose not to bring themselves back because they didn't want to deal with the flood. That's humanity's problem. Why would you use this? Okay. Blackstone Fortresses from Warfare. Okay. Now, I think the Blackstone Fortresses actually play. I think they're more well done than a Death Star. I think they're Blackstone Fortresses. They're essentially these big space stations that were made by the Necrons and the old ones. Maybe one of them, maybe both of them. We don't really know. It's kind of left very vague. Billions upon billions of years ago. And the one thing essentially they were is they were created to hurt gods. It was basically meant to concentrate fire at God. It is so powerful that it has the ability to nullify the void. Or not the void, but the warp. And the warp is basically every time that you go into what is it? Hyperspeed, you have to go through the warp, and the warp is hell. Literally hell. Just chaos gods, everything. And the Blackstone Fortress, his way of dealing with that is that it's so powerful the chaos gods just say, fuck it, I am literally not even a thing. I am the embodiment of an emotion or a fear. And that thing has such a big weapon that it can hurt me. That's terrifying. Okay? That's when we're talking about the Blackstone Fortress. There's 6 of them, and one of them was used to blow up the planet. When I mean to blow up the planet, it didn't fire a weapon at it. It literally ran into the planet and broke it. And the reason why I'm okay with that in like the world of Warhammer and not really so much in Star Wars is because in the world of Warhammer, one planet means absolutely nothing, and it was done by the armies of chaos. And the armies of chaos wanted grand casualties. I'm putting the Blackstone Fortress in. Honestly, why would you use that? It's basically the Halo Array, but it hurts gods. I put it. Yeah, I have to put it there, dude. And there you go. Those are some of the most overpowered weapons. Okay, kind of a normal Ethan. Yeah, this is a normal Ethan. I got a few other things that I got to get done. Got to analyze more different types of videos coming on Thursday. I want to explain a little bit more editing, a little bit more fun. You have a few other videos that are going to be coming out. We're hitting a very good stream with the channel. I'm going to be throwing out some content that is here with videos because those are starting to do a little bit better. And that is probably going to like slightly move into different types of content for the channel. Same me yapping, just not in tier list mode, mostly in other types of modes. So it's going to be really fun. Okay, we're about to hit 200,000 subscribers. Absolutely insane. I think we're going to hit 250 by the end of the year, and I think we're going to hit 500,000 before the release of GTA 6. But again, that's only possible with the support of you guys, and I would absolutely appreciate that. We're looking to stuff on your channel, and please subscribe and hit the bell icon. And I cannot wait to protect this security. Mythical races. There's a running joke in my fan group where there's a man who goes into my comment section and comments, and no matter what is the right spirit of expression. Okay? And for obvious reasons, much like how the next